I think the prominent clone was the first one to show its head, right? Or the prominent personality trait.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think yours would be? First clone.
The first clone out.
What do you think
okay.
the prominent...
That'd be the asshole guy, too.
The trait you think?
Yeah.
You think that'd be the first one to pop up?
Oh, yeah. Because it's the most prominent
Nah.
characteristic I have. If I got to turn on the asshole, it turns on.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
I think this movie tells us,
card.
though. Like,
Yeah, that's very...
it's kind of a perfect
That's
example
how
of that.
everybody
You're not
should be.
happy, change it.
I mean,
And
not
if you can't-
get a clone of
If you
yourself.
can't
to-
change it,
Right. Just end it. What?
take me out.
You got to find happiness
Pearly
where
gates.
you can. And
Relegate me. I'm
even,
the-
even
Question.
All right, not
When you
stupid.
count numbers on your fingers, what do you start with?
Important question.
What
Very
digit?
important question.
my thumb.
What number do you? What digit do you start with?
My pointer finger.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
She just went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's psycho.
Oh, you know
right
what?
there.
I do it both ways. I don't know why.
You are.
Maybe it depends
Yeah,
on what I'm
definitely
talking
not.
about.
Wild.
Maybe it
1,
depends on.
2, 3. Hey, welcome to the Decision Real Movie Review Podcast, where we try and fail to review movies of today and yesterday. This week we got Wally on, we got Tara on. It's my pick. I picked a movie that I've been holding out on picking for a long time now.
I know you've talked about it a lot.
Talked about it a lot. This is one of my favorite, well, not early 90s, but 90s like comedy jams, because no one thinks of the actor in this movie as being like a comedy guy. Kind of now, right? Maybe with like the other guys and stuff like that.
Should have
but-
won an award for this.
What's funny is I always have, but I think it's because I watched this a lot when I was younger. Like, my dad and
chasing
I
waterfalls.
love this movie. Yeah, and then there's that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not quoting
I
anything.
don't understand the reference.
But
You
yeah.
just gotta creep. Creep.
Anyways, picking Multiplicity. What a great movie.
It's good. It's good.
That was me.
Why would you let go of your club?
Because his phone can't stop ringing, and all he wants to do is go play a round of fucking golf. And he can't.
Yeah, there's just so many little things in this.
Yeah.
That's a little more bigger, but I love that scene after the initial clone where they go into the bathroom and they're pissing and he's like looking at his ding dong. He's like jealous.
You're right, like,
but then right after they immediately go at the same time and walk out. I'm like, okay.
but the funny thing too
Attention
is
to
like,
detail.
so this brings apart like the whole idea of, okay, you have a clone. It's literally you.
Yeah.
You can do some weird shit. I mean,
Probably not.
I don't know, Steve.
But I will.
What kind of weird
No,
shit
like,
were you thinking?
I'm talking about like that. Like you're gonna look like. Okay.
I mean, they're
You know,
a clone.
I'd love to
It's
see
you.
the odds
It's
and
you.
ends,
Right.
but at the end of the day, that's another individual at that point.
Oh yeah.
With
I'm not
individual
saying.
experiences,
I'm not saying. Weird
like
shit.
waking up in the bed.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
talking
multiple
like.
versions of you and a single lady at the same
That's
time.
what I'm saying. None of that. I'm saying like.
Get me out of there, dog.
Just turn around real quick.
Get me outta
Okay.
there.
all
Would you
right.
do it with a different guy?
No.
Okay, so it has
There's
nothing
too
to do with
much.
the fact that it's a clone of you. It's
No.
just
No, I
Not
don't want
another-
I don't
another
want my
guy.
ass in my face.
you don't want another guy. But what I mean is you don't want any guy's ass in the bed. Is
yeah,
what
but
I'm
we're not
saying.
talking about that. We're talking about me.
Right. We're talking
Because
about
this might be an outlier situation where it's like, oh, maybe if it is a clone of you, maybe you'd be cool with it, right? I'm sure some people might feel that way.
Right.
Not one of them. I know me. I have to deal with all the stuff that a second me would have. Terrible idea.
What's funny too is it also you also start thinking like, so like my wife, right? I'm already enough. My wife.
Me wife.
I'm already enough for her. Like, i.e., like
Oh,
I'm no,
She
not
thinks highly of himself.
no.
Hey.
I'm going.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going the other way with that.
Oh,
I'm
like
already
you're
too
a
much to
lot.
handle. Right. I'm a lot to handle. So if you were to clone me and have another, well, that's not going to.
no,
be
but
fun.
like same. Like
right.
we can't be
So-
having two of me in the household.
Exactly.
Like, it would be insanity.
So the thought of, okay, we got to keep this under wraps, obviously, because it's kind of fucked up, and no one's gonna believe us until we're sitting right next to each other, and I mean that's the proof right there. But also, okay, so then how does that work? Like, okay, we know the family knows that we cloned me. Where does he sleep? It's you, so it's not fair to be like, well, you got to sleep over the top of the garage. Like I always thought that was like fucked up of him to be like,
This is-
so you're
it's-
sleeping here now.
He wanted to have his
he
cake
thinks
and eat
he's
it
original.
too.
He has all your. It's essentially you just
You're
create a
you.
little Nexus event.
The flaw,
Well, yeah.
the flaw is like, for example, the scientist.
Sure.
There were two of him, but if you remember when you meet him, he was like, "Oh, you were on a yacht, you were golfing." They had balance. They shared responsibilities. They
Correct.
shared off time.
Correct.
They did not have those discussions with his clones.
But he had also only
he
done
was just
that
like,
so long
"You
ago.
work,
So
and
I
I
could
do
have shit to
this."
bed too.
like
Yeah.
no, but you know what I mean. Like there was no like plan. He was just like, "You're gonna work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this."
Well, I mean,
Instead of like thinking that there could be like, okay, but then he's going to turn into you because he's going to be sick of work and want some time with kids or friends or whatever.
well, and also you got to think the moral of the story is just that you can't have your cake and eat
Can't
it
have it
too,
all.
right? And I do like how the guy doesn't even really say, "Hey, look, like these clones are not actually going to be exactly you."
They're literally not robots. You're not programming them. They are going to have their own thoughts. They're going to eventually like.
No, I'm saying each one of them is like a separate entity of him, right?
Yeah.
Where one
One of
takes
his
on a
characteristics.
personality,
Yeah.
as characteristics of each whatever. And if you go back knowing that and you watch the meeting that they're having where he meets the two scientists, you can tell they're a little different. They talk a little bit different, but they still say the same stuff, but they have a little bit different
They're
mannerisms.
completely dressed different. I think it's
Well, that's
meant
because
to,
one was at work and one was.
yeah. They're,
on
I think that's the idea that
vacation
the
time.
story was trying to get across.
Yeah, yeah.
Not like going into canon, but I think that was all
Sure.
done on purpose.
Yeah, yeah. But what she's saying is they sort of started to have a deal. He's like, okay, we got to figure out this work thing. But just like him in his real life, they didn't do it. They just went, okay, well, I'm going to get up and go to work. And then he does. And he's like, I'm already in the meeting? Yes, of course I'm already
Yeah,
in the meeting.
it was like it was chaos. There
Right.
was not like a set plan. Or even later when he like a month into it, when he runs into him out on a date at that restaurant, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "What am I supposed to do? Like I have to live my life too."
Right.
He had to like you gotta think that that's what happened to you when you were always at work and not doing anything else. You wanted your free time. Same thing was gonna happen to your clone. He needs to go out and
What
live his life too.
was
They
that-
didn't have the conversation. They didn't have a we're gonna tag in and out type of like.
But
thing.
also, they're the same person, right?
sure.
It's not like, hey, this is a different guy and we got to figure this out. They know who they are.
Yeah.
So they know they're not going to talk to each other. They know they're not going to come up with this. Also, Doug taking that girl out, clone Doug taking that girl out, is a little weird because
Hilarious.
he's the same guy.
hilarious.
So wouldn't he think, hey, this probably isn't good for me to take out a coworker?
I don't think they're the same.
That's what I'm
the
saying. I
same.
think by that point, a month in, he was someone else. You know what I mean? Like it had been a month at that point.
Yeah, yeah. And he's the characteristic of being the macho man. So he's like, yeah. We'll fucking
And
take
listen
this
to the
girl
way
out.
that he's talking to her. He's like, I don't even sleep in the house.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah.
She doesn't look at me. We don't talk. Like he's talking like they're a separated couple.
Well, 'cause
when really he just like
it's my life.
yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like he's feeling those feelings though. Like he does not have a counterpart. He doesn't have a connection with anybody else. So
Absolutely. He
It's
gets
the important question, right?
Yeah.
I've been waiting patiently.
Say it.
I think the prominent clone was the first one to show its head, right? Or the prominent personality trait.
Mhm.
What do you think yours would be? First clone.
The first clone out.
What do you think
okay.
the prominent
That'd be the asshole guy too.
the trait you think?
Yeah.
You think that'd be the first one to pop up?
Oh yeah. Because it's the most prominent
Nah.
characteristic I have. If I got to turn on the asshole, it turns on.
That's really weird. We'll be right back. What about you, Tara?
Ba-da-boo.
What do you think your first
Well,
personality trait
I
would
think
be?
it's a toss up, but I would
Two Tara clones. Holy shit.
I would lean towards if it's going for like a prominent, like one of those ones where it's like, you know, it's the easiest one to pull out, which is why the first clone gets.
No, it's just most prominent
That's
one.
what I'm saying
Okay.
because so that's the easiest one that
Yeah.
it would take over because it's like I would say it would probably be a basket case, like anxiety
Oh, I got you.
and
Oh.
like my ADHD and anxiety would just like
So
run
that
rampant.
clone would not be good. is
No,
what you're
that
saying.
clone would be a basket case. Is
That's
what I'm saying.
Right,
Like
you're
it,
cloning.
it
outta
would
here.
either
Right.
be that. It would either be that, or it would be like a no responsibilities. I want to go out and see music. I want to go out and do this. I want to like what like it could go.
Living
either
your
way.
best life, Tara?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what he was trying to be in this movie.
Yeah.
Right. Because that's all he wanted. And
Like
you can't-
that clone, I'm
so
never
maybe-
going to get that clone to go to work. Is what
Right,
I'm saying.
right,
Like she's never going to work.
That
So
clone
I'm
needs hand to
cloning
go.
someone to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't work for me. Or if they took my anxiety out of me, I would make the clone. You know what I mean? Like if not only did they embody my anxiety, but it came out of me with the clone.
Right. And again,
Take it. Like,
obviously we can see in the movie
take
it's
some
not
of
like
it.
it's taking
Right.
that
But that's what I'm
characteristic out.
saying.
But that,
Like
yeah,
if
that'd
it
be
did,
cool. That'd be
sure,
cool.
take my anxiety.
Take it.
And then I would
all.
just lock that clone in a closet. Would never have to worry about my anxiety anymore. Like no big
What
deal.
if you had to keep it alive to keep the characteristic?
Oh,
That's
see,
fine.
see,
I'll
now,
do
now
that.
I like where this
Yeah,
is
I would
going.
do that,
But-
but
but-
it would not have a life.
You have to keep it
Sorry.
happy
Why would you have to keep it happy?
because you
if
got
it
you
died.
got to keep it wanting to live.
I think this is still considered a
Well, I
human
can
being.
listen.
It's a fucking person.
I can still go to the doctor and get my meds
I
and just
understand.
give it to that
but if
one.
you lock a
and-
person in a room, they're gonna end up just killing
I
themselves.
know what she likes, Steve.
Friends,
Yeah, I'm gonna have the TV rolling. I'm gonna have.
new girl,
I'll give them play dates with the dogs,
just dogs. Okay,
snacks.
she'll be happy. Snack.
She'll
What
be
kind-
fat, happy, and anxious,
Well-
but she'll.
She'll be alive. Yeah.
That was the most definitive modern phrase I've heard.
Fat, happy.
She'll be fat, happy, and anxious.
ready to go at all times. I like it.
Well, most people who are fat and anxious aren't happy, so I feel like if
think
if she
anxious
can be
kinda
all of
trumps
it,
everything.
Break the mold.
she's got this.
There it is. Plot of this movie, as we're kind of already
Also,
talking
maybe not
about
a closet. That was not fair. A bedroom. I'll give her a bedroom.
Not a big
Not like
bedroom.
No
like
window, though.
Or a basement. She can have the basement.
Oh,
I don't
she
care.
had the basement. Is there a window?
There's a
basement?
window.
So it's an actual basement. It wasn't like you just made a room.
No, it's a basement. There's
So
a
it's
window.
coded-
There's no
it's code-
exit,
It's
but
to
there's a
code,
window.
So
Yeah.
if
So
you were
you
to
have two roommates essentially.
Ooh.
at
We'd
that
have
point.
to. There's a rough-in for a bathroom, but there's not a bathroom yet. So we'd have to put a bathroom down there.
put a
But yeah,
hole.
she can have the whole basement.
There's a
Don't
hole
care.
down there. Just let her do her thing.
We should put the we should
What would
turn this
bother
into
me
the
is if
bathroom.
I start watching.
mean,
if I start seeing
right here.
Carrie,
It's literally right there.
if I start seeing the roommate sneak down to the basement
or is it here?
Oh,
every
yeah,
now and
yeah.
then you know.
He gets a little frisky. There's essentially two of you running around.
Also, we already have.
That's it right there. Pipe is right there for the toilet. That's for the sink and whatever.
Thought you were pointing at my feet for a second
Well,
because
yeah.
they are up on the
Put
chair.
on her toes.
That's where you go to the bathroom.
They are up on the chair. But like if we have a cat door on the basement door already for when we had the cat. Like, because we would keep all our stuff down there so the
Cats.
dog couldn't
Puss
get
door.
to it. So the dog couldn't, like, the dogs couldn't bother her stuff. She could
The
just go
what?
down there. The dogs
The dogs.
couldn't bother her stuff. So, like,
Okay.
she had her cat door to the basement. We could even just make that bigger so that the dogs could even just go visit as they please.
Look, you can't take it back now. You're locking her in a closet. We're there.
Yeah,
That's
she's
not
in a
a
closet.
There's no taking it back.
I just mean she can't leave the house.
She's like,
you locked
define-
anxiety-ridden Tara in a closet.
Define the
that's dark.
size of a closet because I mean it could be
Okay,
anything.
well,
Go
I
ahead.
meant closet, but then when you
Not
said
yet.
I did mean closet, but
Sleepy Joe.
when you said she had to be happy, I upgraded. Okay, when you said I
you're
had
right,
to keep
you're
her
right.
happy,
Yes,
now she's upgraded.
that's good. Anyways, a plot of Multiplicity. A man, look, you're already turning into her, keeping her fat and happy. Just
You smell it. I'm not the only one, right?
Yeah, I smell it.
Okay.
This is
smell
Steve's
food.
house
Yeah,
and
I-
Tips
You don't
here,
smell
so
food?
it's like there's always food
always.
blaring.
Oh, you do smell food.
It's
thought you
just
went, "I don't smell
naturally
food."
like it's just
In the air.
It's just it's the aroma of the house.
I always leave here hungry.
You're welcome. Plot: a man who has never enough time for the things he wants to do is offered the opportunity to have himself duplicated. Let me read that one more time because that didn't go.
This is a
good.
lot.
A man who never has enough time for the things he wants to do is offered the opportunity to have himself duplicated. I feel like that could be a better plot.
They should have just said
synopsis.
cloned instead of duplicated. That made it complicated sounding, I feel like.
True. A family man who hates his family
I think
because he
hates
just
his
wants to
family.
play golf.
He doesn't hate his family.
It's a family man who resents his busy life and just wants more out of it.
A lot of misplaced aggression.
You know, and you can't be. This movie's kind of real too because you can't get mad at any one person, right? You can't get mad
He
at
blew
him.
up in the beginning, and I was like, "You probably can't do that."
But he
That's
did.
probably
He
not okay.
apologized, and he was like, "You know what? I did. You know, whatever." And you know, all she wants to do is get a job again and not
I think
be.
you can be mad at any
Put
one
her to work.
person.
Why is that a problem?
Have you met his coworker?
Which
Cox.
Cox. All of them.
one? No, I meant the family.
You said any one person is on, so.
Okay.
You know,
All right. Touche. What I meant to say was you can't get mad at Doug or you can't get mad at
the wife.
Laura.
Yeah.
Right. You can't because They both have
They're experiencing
equal legs to stand on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, what is he supposed to do? He's got this job that everyone around him is making him work more, right? And the job's got to get done because now there's this fucking douche coming in who's going to take his job, who's like, yo, let's work weekends.
But you know what? I think that's the sucky thing, and especially in the 90s, like, because I feel like that happens now. My mindset goes, all right, I'm finding another job. You know what I mean? But like
100%.
then, you didn't do that.
That's what I'm saying.
You were at a job, and you just were like, well, I'm here till I die.
Right.
Or like,
Right.
or retire.
Well,
I
and
guess.
again, that's
but
a
like,
different,
you know what I mean?
different
So
time
like,
period, yeah.
it's interesting to see him so, because I mean, I watched it, by the way, this is one of my dad's favorite movies, like, of all time.
Ray's just getting
His
talked about a
birthday
lot
was
here.
this week, and I told him, I was like, happy birthday, guess what we're doing on Monday? He was like, I should be on it. Had I known, I
Josh
would've
was
had
out
him.
last minute, so
I would have had Dad here.
you can call him.
Ray.
If you want to call him and have him
Right then.
do a
I'll have
over
to
the
have,
phone.
I'll call him on speaker and I'll have him say his favorite part and stuff like that when we
You
get
know,
to that
call
point.
I
him
do
and-
have Bluetooth on this thing, and I can connect it, and we could be talking to him. Just
You should
like
call
this.
him and ask him the same question about you having a clone and how he feels about
Oh, what he thinks the.
What he thinks mine would be or what he thinks his would be.
it. Just how he feels about it.
If
If
I
you
had-
were to
if
be,
I
if you
had
were
a
to be
clone.
cloned, one or numerous
I
times.
know exactly what he would say. He'd be like, "We can't handle that. The world, couldn't, the world couldn't.
The world
handle
could
it."
not have two terrorists. It would be.
But I watched him go through it. I mean, obviously, later in his career, you're getting so close to retirement, you just kind of suck it up and you deal with it. But I watched him for years be unhappy at different jobs and stuff. But that generation was like a
You got to
you
work.
just shut up and do it
Right.
type of. And
Get it together, people. Just
If you don't
do
like
it.
a job, find another one.
we only have
Shut up and do
listen,
it anyways. Be a man.
Be a man.
we only have one life to live,
Neck
guys.
pain. Just deal with it for the rest of your life.
We only have one life to live, guys,
YOLO.
and you don't want to spend it miserable.
I
every
say
day.
YOLO weekly when I'm looking
It's a
at
very
something
important thing to
online,
say.
and I'm
Very
like,
important.
I don't need to buy that, and then I'm like, YOLO.
I think that's something this movie
Add to
tells us,
cart.
though. Like,
Yeah, that's very.
it's kind of a perfect
That's
example
how
of that.
everybody
You're not
should be.
happy, change it.
I mean,
And
not
if you
not
can't-
get a clone of
If you
yourself.
can't
just-
change it,
right? Just end it. What?
take me out.
You got to find happiness
Pearly
where
gates.
you can, and
Pearly gate me. I'm done.
even if you're trying to find a new job and it's like taking a while, then you got to find the happiness where you can until you can make the bigger changes. But
She
you
got
don't
me.
you a-
need
are
to
you
just
a
stay somewhere
therapist?
where you're
The
miserable.
rapist?
Are you a rapist?
I don't
She's
like
a
that.
therapist.
No, she is. Where to watch Multiplicity?
A rapist. I
You
don't
can't
like
rent it, or sorry, you can't watch it for free anywhere. You can rent it though on Amazon, Google Play, Apple TV, and Fandango at home.
Weird. I watched
YouTube
it for
had
free.
it too, I think.
Well, we don't.
How'd
talk
that
about
happen?
I don't know. She finally figured out that Plex is actually a thing that works.
Steve's Plex
when
is something that works.
when I'm not downloading all the other twin movies
Olsen
I'm looking
twins.
for. Olsen twins movies. Right now, I'm trying to get there's a show that was only on for 2 seasons that was on Disney Channel, not Disney Channel, ABC Family, and I'm trying to figure that. I downloaded it. The
Was
problem
it the one
is,
I mentioned already? Or
No,
was it a different
it's a different one. It's
Oh,
the one
yeah,
I
yeah,
actually
yeah.
watched.
Is the
Um,
other one on there?
Yes.
I didn't look. I saw the
got it.
movies. I didn't look for. I didn't look for the show.
TV shows on there now, but I found it. The problem is it's in like 180p, and they're all like. Have you ever heard of a VM file for a video file?
Is
Dot
it-
VM.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before, so I have to.
Doesn't get used anymore.
No, it doesn't. It's old as shit. And each one of these files is split up into 3, or like basically every time it goes to commercial, it's a different file.
Oh my god.
So I have to change it. I have to convert it from a VM file to an MP4. Then I got to make all those together.
Someone VHS'd it and then
Yeah.
digitally.
Well, I can tell you right now, I've never seen that show, so it's not going to bother me if that's not in it. I
Oh,
just
I'm already
wanted.
in
I
it.
wanted all the
I'm
movies
already
on
in it. I got to do
I
it.
texted him as soon as I was on. As soon as I finally did it, I texted him like the next day, and I was like, I'm gonna need all of like the classic Olsen twin movies on here
You let her in the gate, man.
because
Now
you
she's
can't.
gonna
You
fucking-
can't. No, but literally, you can't find them.
Again, that's what I said. The whole idea of why I got into Plex was for shit you can't find or other versions of movies that you can't
It
watch.
sounds
Same
like
thing
a
with
kink
Spice
when you
World.
say
That's
it
why.
like that.
That's why Spice World is on there because I told you the same
Right.
thing. Like
Where
you
do you find
cannot
it?
find it.
No.
Couldn't
like
even rent it on Amazon.
Airheads last week. Where are you going to watch it?
Yep.
Call me. This is written by people who based it on a Chris Miller short story called Multiplicity that was published in National Lampoon's magazine in the spring of 1993. So
Oh,
it was
nice.
adapted from that.
Are you
I
not
should have
gonna
wrote.
tell us?
It was like
who?
7 people. I
Oh,
was like, you know
okay.
what? No.
I was like,
We don't need to go
I was
through
like, is
7
this a
different
suspense
people.
thing? Like, are
No.
you like?
But it is directed by a pretty famous guy who was in the movie we just did last week.
It's the same dude that did he do like Animal House?
What did we do last week?
something?
Yep.
I'm blanking. What did we
Close.
do last week?
Some of
Airheads.
those old, what you
Okay,
said,
stop.
He
lampoons.
was in Airheads for like a minute and a half.
I would.
Very, very famous guy in probably.
Harold Ramis.
There you go. You got it. I was wondering how many more clues I'd have to give you there. But yes, Harold.
Ye
Harold Ramis.
old Ghostbuster.
He directed this.
R.I.P.
Yep. Rip. I'm sad about that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You know what's weird is he
Nah.
was, yeah, fuck it. He was Seth Rogen's dad in Knocked Up,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, that's not the same person to me than the person in Ghostbusters. Not saying because he gained a little weight or whatever. He just feels different, you know.
You know who? Do you see this? This is 40.
Mhm.
The guy that plays what is his name? Brooks. But the guy who played his dad in that, who plays Paul Rudd's dad, who's always borrowing money from him.
Yeah.
What is it? It's something Brooks, right?
Something,
Al
yeah.
Brooks.
Albert Brooks.
Albert Brooks.
Is this the Dicks movie where he's in front of the mirror? Is that the same? Is it a TV show or
No,
a movie?
no, movie. This is
This is
40.
40?
Paul Rudd,
Yeah.
Leslie Mann.
Is this where he's in the movie?
I like Spider-Man.
Isn't he in the mirror and he's like?
Oh, no, he's looking at his butt.
He's looking at his butt. Yeah.
Oh no, that's Wanderlust. That's Wanderlust.
There we go. That's what I was getting. Okay.
Which I
Where-
watched recently.
I was gonna say,
Thank you.
where'd you watch it on?
Not on Plex.
Okay, because it's hard to find.
It was on something else, but I don't
Yeah.
remember what it was.
Probably like YouTube for free. Sometimes the movies you
I
can't
feel like
find.
it was Hulu, to be honest with
Yeah,
you.
it might be. Yeah. But sometimes YouTube, like free movies, has some gems where you're like, "Fuck, it's only here."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched it. That's still like the best part of that movie.
It's an
Take
okay movie.
this dick.
Yuck.
It's an okay movie. I think without Paul Rudd, it would just be meh.
Well, I mean it's an interesting. The premise is annoying. Like the fact that they go and they had to stop there, so they enjoy one night, and that's cool, cool experience. And then he's like, "We need to go back. I want to do that. I want to live there." And then when she ends up liking it, he doesn't, and he's like, "We got to go." And she's like, "Are you kidding? You dragged me here,
Right.
and now I've embraced this, and I want to stay."
Like, no, we don't.
It was kind of fucked up though when they were like, "Let's embrace this open relationship thing," and like the first night she went ahead and did it, and he was like, "What the fuck?"
Deuces. That's
Although
what's happening
Justin
there.
Thoreau,
Yeah, but
I mean, not as that guy, not as that
all
douche.
right. I was gonna say,
But she dated him in real life.
Probably
Maybe
at this
because maybe
time.
they met, maybe through this movie.
Mm,
I know he's produced and directed a lot of other things.
A lot of stuff. He was just in something.
Don't know.
Not in it, but
But a lot, yeah, a lot of things,
Right.
like things you wouldn't know, and then his name just pops up, and you're like, oh shit.
Is there a difference between? Hold on. Okay.
Oh,
My
wait.
brain's
God.
turning again. Right. An open relationship.
Oh.
An open relationship is you can just go out and do whatever you want with whomever.
right.
Correct.
But you come home to the same person.
Yes. Is that just like best friends with benefits?
I mean, but if you don't
No,
like
because
the
you
person,
share a life.
What's the
You still
was
share a
the
life.
definitive thing living with each other?
You still share a life with that person.
Right.
But you're sharing a lot. You can share life with other people too. Are you not allowed to have?
No.
another
I think an
life with
open
another
relationship would literally be like, yo, we're living
So
together, but you can go fuck
I've
whoever
actually
you want.
known people who have had open relationships, like with their
I'm curious
husbands.
about specifics.
I'm not going to get into who, but I've known people who have done this,
I gotta know
and
now.
the
I'm
way
gonna
they did
Google
it
this
was,
shit and find
you
out.
are this is the relationship, like we are each other. But if you become interested in someone else, you talk about it first. If you don't talk about it first, they still considered it cheating. Like you still, hey, I've
get it.
met this
There's
person,
ground
I'm gonna
rules
like
and stuff. But that's
because
still
I do
matters.
think if
So
you
cheating
don't,
is still
'cause
possible.
yeah,
right, because if you go and do it without telling
because
them
I do think for the most part, when you're in a serious relationship, even if you decide to open it up like that, you should have conversations about it. You
yeah,
should
'cause
still
at
have
that
boundaries.
point,
You should
you're
still have
just-
lines.
You're just roommates.
This is all very fucking confusing.
I didn't say that.
This is all very
By the way,
confusing.
before that, yeah.
It's not us, by the way. We are not the ones with the open relationship.
Is there a
Polygamy.
pineapple?
That I'm aware of. That I'm aware of, at least.
That's the thing, right? The pineapple.
The upside down. That's a swingers.
Wouldn't that kind of be the same?
No.
So
different. You go
swingers
together.
are just.
You
but
meet
that's
other
still-
couples
that's
together.
Still, hold on, that's still kind of an open relationship thing.
Swingers is more of a swappy situation,
So
but you're
sorry.
doing it
I farted.
together.
It's gonna be bad.
I
Keep going.
had A&W, and we're in a small room. Okay, I get what you're saying. You're right. Look,
You go together. You go together, and it's usually like you're meeting people together.
Still don't like it.
Open relationship, you've got a little bit more flexibility on your own, but
I get what you're saying.
because I also think when it turns into where like, okay, you're both like dating the same person, or you bring another person, that's no longer an open relationship. That's a polygamy throuple type of scenario.
which
to
is
me.
so weird to me. Like, why would any woman, and I don't mean to derogatize, whatever. Why would any woman be like, yeah, sure, let's be in a relationship with this one guy, and there's like 5 of us?
Swinger.
I don't know.
A
okay.
lively and fashionable person who goes on a lot of social events. I think that's like 70s, maybe.
Yeah, that's probably so.
Maybe, I don't know. Feels old.
But then there's that one.
The informal, a person who engages in group sex or swapping of sexual partners.
Swapping.
Yes, swapping.
Like the key parties.
Right.
You go and you put your keys in a jar.
What was the other
No,
one? What
thank
was the
you.
first one? Something
Open
relationship.
Open relationship.
Just curious what the fucking truthful internet has to tell me about this.
Look, open relationship versus swinging was right on there.
Oh, is
so
it?
there's okay.
So we're not the only ones who have thought of this.
Okay. Look at
Let's
us.
go. Let's get the fuck. While swingers tend to keep their outside relationships to the realm of sex with other established couples, a what? And a polyamory
Polyamory.
Polyamory.
Polymorous.
Polyamory
is about
what
having
it is.
multiple committed romantic partners. So that's the greedy one.
Open relationships are not about
All right.
sex. You're
So-
actually like dating. You can date other people.
People
that
in-
sounds like so much fucking work,
I know,
man.
people
I
in
agree. I
open
wouldn't have the energy
relations
for it.
usually have sex with others they feel attracted to, with the caveat that these other relationships remain. Hold on.
caveat.
You have
That
to
was the
click
word.
this.
I can hit the bottom one too, but okay. The caveat that these other relationships remain casual.
Yeah. See. So like your relationship still needs to be the top dog. Like that's the dominant relationship.
Yo, you know a lot about this. Is this from TV?
No,
have you
I know.
researched these
No,
events?
like I
Have
told you,
friends.
I knew so. I've known people who have done this. So like I've had these conversations with them. I don't judge anyone who wants to do that. I'm not going to do it because I don't have the energy for it. So it would mainly be me giving my guy a free for all because I don't have the energy to go
fuck
do
that,
it.
yeah.
And
you're
so
you're
I'm
on your
not doing
couch
it.
in your PJs watching Friends.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. fuck yeah.
Having anxiety about what he's out there doing.
Sure.
So I'm not. That's not me.
Question.
It's not
They
me.
have pros and cons.
Question.
All right, I'm getting out of
When
here.
you
This is stupid.
count numbers on your fingers, what do you start with?
Important question.
What
Very
digit?
important question.
My thumb.
What number do you what digit do you start with?
My pointer finger.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
She just went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's psycho.
Oh, you know
right
what?
there.
I do it both ways. I don't know why.
You are.
Maybe it depends
y'all
on what I'm
definitely
talking
not.
about.
Wild.
Maybe it
1,
depends on
2, 3. 4.
maybe it depends on what I'm talking about.
Oh my God.
Because when I thought of it, I immediately said thumb.
Next
But
time.
then when I just went up to do it, I did this. So maybe
Next time I'm gonna start
depends.
counting 1,
I was
2, 3, 4, and just like fuck people up. And they're like,
I think it depends.
1, 2,
I think it depends on what I'm counting.
3, 4. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Anyways, this is rated PG-13 for sexual situations.
They had a
He's looking at his
they
own
had a
dick on another
situationship.
version of himself.
She touched my peppy. Steve.
She thought that.
touched my peppy. She touched my peppy.
Maybe. I don't remember.
Pizza.
Might have brushed up against me.
So
Hey,
don't,
just
you
saying.
don't fix stuff.
Fuck it. I love how the first rule, don't sleep with my wife, and they all break it on the same night.
The same. She had a night.
Let's be real.
She had a night.
I wanna talk about this for a second.
They had to have all been 3 very different experiences,
Okay.
right?
100%.
How do you not?
That last one, she's doing all the work. 100%.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Come on.
He could be like a
and it
little, like-
lasted 5 minutes at most. At most.
But what I'm saying is she's not very perceptive as a partner if she doesn't understand that this is not her fucking husband. Even though it is her husband, each one are so different.
I do feel like that. I feel maybe not the second one as much. Like he could be just having a grumpy day. And,
but the third
and at
and the fourth,
moments with the third one, but the fourth,
yeah, no, come on. You had to have been like, what are you doing?
One of them.
you know
was
how you make
gay.
a copy of a
Right.
copy?
So
It's not
it's
really
like,
as sharp as
He's
the other
metrosexual.
copy.
Okay,
Sure.
it's got that nice
I
fucking
I do
sweater
remember. It obviously
scene-
wasn't when the movie came out because
Yeah.
I was too young. But
Sure.
But I remember seeing things over the years, like clips about it or interviews that he did where like when he would come out in what he was wearing as 4, he would just come out in it. Like there wasn't someone that was like, here, put this boot on your head, put these goggles on. Like he would just go
Do it.
and like just come out with shit on
Which is perfect.
himself.
Or doing that.
Awesome.
We took the razors out. We took the
Yeah.
razors.
He's just with his tongue.
I just love that explanation. You know how when you make a copy of a copy,
We got
it's
a great
not
deal.
quite as sharp as the original.
We got a great deal on it.
Oh, he loved
We got a
it.
great deal on
He
it.
loved
There
it.
it
Well, I'm glad he loved it because I hate it.
The part where he's talking about the air getting sucked out or releasing from like the steak or whatever that he's packaging in the tinfoil. Hilarious. Because you can see her at that point like, what is going on here? Like, who
And then
is
she's just
this?
like, okay.
yeah.
Multiple
Thanks.
times.
Great.
When they pat
But
her
then,
head.
yeah, then after when he does her hair and she's just like,
I don't want to say
Okay.
she was oblivious and maybe a little aloof in this movie.
I think she probably thought he was going through a midlife crisis.
She probably don't like Xanax or something.
I don't know, man. To me, she just felt like she should have been a little more keyed into some things.
You know what it might have been? It might have just been because she was
She wanted to get out.
she was kind of in that place where she was back
Polyamor.
at work and she was just kind of happy that he was
Helping out
helping.
around the house.
That maybe she was just like, okay, and then
One day
but
he's
then you
mad
could
as
start,
fuck. One day
but
he's
then you
wearing
could
a
start
sweater.
seeing
and like,
her kind of be like,
so we tuck
what
him in. We tuck in
on
the sides, and
earth?
it's fine. And we put him in. Yeah.
But you'll wait a while if you're with someone for a long time to see all the craziness.
All right, ready?
You'll wait a period of time.
The sex
No, one.
with number 3.
One.
No, see, this is when I do it.
One.
The sex with number 3.
Yeah.
Missionary. Like that was.
Can you go
that
by
was
personality? Because I watched this out of order.
So that would be
Okay,
the
sorry. The
homosexual type
the-
of
Oh,
thing.
gotcha.
The
the, like-
metrosexual.
I'm there now.
sensitive one. We'll
Right.
call him sensitive.
So
Sensitive.
two
The sensitive one.
is obviously the gruff guy.
Yeah.
Two's
The original clone.
Correct.
Two's the rough guy. So 3, the sensitive one. That's like missionary. I feel like maybe she was on top,
That might be him.
or
Taking
maybe also he was quite generous.
Maybe on the side. Maybe they're laying
No.
sideways. No.
I don't think so. I think
Not
that's
spooning,
even a
but
little
that's
too.
spooning.
No, I think even that's a little too spicy.
She's spooning him.
I think missionary. I think at most there was missionary, maybe some on top, and I think also he might have been a little generous. Like
Okay.
he seemed like he would be quite generous.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't want to.
But
But I'll do that.
Mhm.
Yeah. I get it.
4,
He was
the troubled one.
Just-
I think that was a disaster. Yeah, I think that was a jackrabbit. I think it was quick.
She touched my.
It was
peppy.
either
She-
jackrabbit
touched
or
it.
she was doing all the work. And quick. It was quick.
Weren't
either
they
way.
in the shower?
No, she led him out of the shower. She was drying him off.
That's right. That's right. That's
And
right.
then-
That's right.
And 2 was probably that was probably an experience. That was adventurous. I'm gonna say it was adventurous. That's the word I'm gonna give it. Adventurous.
Or just fast and rough.
Oh, I think it was adventurous. I think there's probably some choking.
Oh,
I think there's probably
shit.
some position switching. I think it was
Is there a button on here? Button on here.
Which button do you need? The Multiplicity is starring Michael Keaton as Doug Kenny, Lance, Rico, and Lenny. Did you
Lots
know
of people.
that 4's name
They had
was
names?
Lenny?
yes.
I don't remember it. I remember Lance and Rico from when they have like that little
Yeah,
party scene.
they called him Lenny. Yeah.
I don't remember them calling him. Hey, Steve.
I
Touch my
remember
peppy, Steve.
them calling him Lenny.
I don't. I got a wallet.
It's pizza.
I like pizza. He just puts it in it
I
The
just like
licking
that
of the
he
pizza,
I just
I
like
was
that
like,
he
oh.
I love that he calls him Steve.
for no
Like
reason.
for no reason.
It's
There's
great.
he wouldn't have gotten that anywhere.
Nope.
He just like came up with it.
Yep. Steve.
Could not remember Doug, but could remember Steve.
She touched my peppy, Steve. He touched my peppy. We also got Andy McDowell as Laura. Harris Yulin as Dr. Leeds. What a name. Richard Masor as Del King. M.A. Don't worry, it keeps going. Eugene Levy as Vic.
Waiting for that one. Your boy.
Yes. Can we not agree that he's just great in this too?
He's so great and irritating at the same time. Like, because if I was him, I would have lost my fucking mind on him so many times.
Oh my
Like,
God.
I would not have needed to clone myself
Right.
for my clone to handle it. I would have handled it.
Just
Like,
the
oh
opening
my
scene
God.
where he's just like, not to say I'm taking
It's the wrong driver.
responsibility, but I'll have to call my lawyer first.
I would have decked him.
And when he's like, oh, this is going to cost you, the fuck it is.
Right.
And then he's
I
like,
didn't
we're
make
gonna
this
work on this
mistake.
all day. Yeah, you're fucking.
And then
high.
for him to blame it on the workers, like he doesn't hire the workers. Like, are you kidding?
Well,
You directed them there, my man.
It makes perfect sense at the end when he calls him in to help, and he doesn't even bat a fucking eye that there's
that they all
four of
look
them.
exactly the same.
Right, because he's just that out to lunch. He's like, all right.
I'd like you to note the time. What?
Is this even working? We got Oba. Oh my God. Baba Tunde as Paul.
Baba Booey.
Oh, Baba.
Babatunde with an accent.
That's like an African name. It sounds like.
But Paul, who was Paul in the movie? Was he not the guy that he worked with that was trying to take his
Dickhead.
job?
Wasn't he the dickhead?
I think so.
I'm not sure. I don't remember the names.
And Cusack is Noreen. I didn't realize that was a Cusack until just
Oh
now.
shit.
Now it all just, yep, that's Cusack.
She a sibling, Cusack? So is she
Yeah.
related to the other two?
Yeah, that would be, I believe, their other sibling.
He looks like she'd be the middle child in this.
Yes, you're right.
Did I call that?
I think you're right.
I'm just judging it by how they all
no,
look.
you know what? No, I think she's probably the youngest.
You think Cusack
Younger
at
than
this
John?
point in time
Younger. I
is
think,
pretty young too.
I
Well, I
think-
mean, I guess this
I
was
thought John would be the youngest.
No, I think John would be the
How do you
middle
spell
child.
their last name? How do you spell Cusack?
C-U-S-A...
It's one person, please.
Okay.
Cusack. It's a good sack.
You go.
C-U-S-A... Is it just a K or is it C-K?
CK.
C-K.
That's it. ACK.
It's a sack. Q sack. Like a cue ball, but with a sack. You put it in.
Oh, my God.
There's a Dick Cusack.
Ooh. I know their
He
parents
didn't
were
even come
famous
up.
too.
John didn't even come up.
Interesting.
Dude, siblings. Type in siblings instead
and
of family.
Cusack. What's the? Wow. Why am I blanking on?
Yeah, John's the youngest.
Oh,
Yeah, I would have thought the same thing.
champion. Oh, see, don't get ahead of yourself.
And they have two other siblings, Bill
right,
and Susie.
and they're not. Yeah, and whatever. So Ann Cusack was in
She's been in a few things.
the movie we like, Wally, with John Cusack, right? With the where he's going back to his high
Grosse
school,
Pointe
or Grosse
Blank?
Pointe Blank,
Not
right?
Gross Point Blank.
Yeah.
Point Blank?
Yeah, yeah.
Point
Gross,
Break?
gross,
Gross,
Oh, okay,
no,
okay.
Point Break is the surfer
Keanu.
movie.
Yeah.
Keanu.
Keanu.
We also got John DeLanis as Ted.
No, Ted was the dickhead. So who's
Oh.
Paul?
I don't, maybe he was the boss. No,
The
the
bo-
boss was Del King. That was Richard Masur.
Who's Paul?
And Paul.
Paul's a big fat gun.
Okay, spell his name again so we don't look up the movie, but we look up his name.
OBBA.
Oh, hold on. I'm doing
I mean,
something
actually,
right now.
I can look it up here. I'll look it up. I get this Oba.
Dude, she's
Oba
been in
Bata
a
Bata
lot
Bata
of
Bata.
movies. And Cusack's
Because
been
I
in
feel
a
like
lot.
we need, because I don't know who Paul is.
Ace Ventura. What? A League of Their Own?
Yep,
Yes,
yep.
that I could see.
Yep. I think she was the one whose husband died,
Multiplicity.
wasn't she? Remember where they went to tow?
Yes.
Was she?
Black River. Neighbor.
Or was it
Wait
Betty
a minute.
Spaghetti whose husband died?
Stigmata.
So it was an
When was
African
the last time
American
we-
gentleman. I don't remember an African American gentleman. in
Oh,
this one.
on the... Oh.
She got a good amount of movies under her belt, dude.
In the Institute where they were doing the job and he came and remember they ran down where the water?
Looks like
I
Lionel
know
Richie's
him.
That does look like Lionel Richie's son.
son.
I feel like it had to have been that guy.
Cool as
She was
the
in,
other side of the
in
pillow.
Accepted. She was in.
He was on the job site.
Yeah, she was.
with two.
She's his parent.
He was on the job site with two when he
Okay.
fired Eugene Levy.
Oh,
And
maybe
that's the
it.
same guy who was on the job site with him at the Institute
That's it.
where he gets the walkie and he's
Yep.
like, oh, we got to get down there.
So we also got two other people in this movie.
I didn't even realize he had a name.
Brian Doyle Murray as Walt and Julie Bowen as Robin.
Yeah, Julie.
Can we talk about this for a second?
Julie Bowen.
Are they a couple?
I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Why are they taking a long boat trip together?
Maybe it's like her uncle.
I don't know.
They have
Because they
same
start
last name?
talking about sex.
Is this
What's her last
still-
name in the movie? Did they have him?
Just Robin and Walt. They start talking about sex. And I don't know if you remember how there was like, we could take your wife out on the boat and you guys
Might be
can
with
have,
you on that.
have some sex out on the
No,
the
no.
thing.
Even watching
Have
it
some
today,
s-
I did not get
Have
the
some
vibe.
sex.
They could have some sex out there.
Even watching it today, I did not get the vibe that they were
Sleepy
a
Joe
couple.
wouldn't do it. I got that vibe. So I looked up the ages that they were when they did this movie. And Brian Doyle Murray, which is
She was a
Bill
baby.
Murray's fucking brother, was like 50 or 51.
Yeah,
and she was like 22.
Because this is, what year was this? Did you already say?
Not yet. We're almost there. Mid-90s.
Look, we talked about
Was this before or
Keaton
after
was-
Happy Gilmore?
This would be after.
Keaton was kind of a stud, man.
I'll tell you what, she almost looks younger in this than she did in
Kinda
Happy
does,
Gilmore.
doesn't she? Wait. What was Happy Gilmore? This was around the same time.
They were both mid-90s.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore was 96.
Was it?
95.
I was thinking 94, but maybe it was 96.
Wally's but tell us.
96?
96.
What date?
Let me find.
Did we already, have we already done Happy Gilmore?
We did.
February 16th.
February. That's a weird
Ooh,
date.
was it Valentine's Day movie?
Oh.
After
Valentine's Day weekend.
Valentine's
But it was
Day.
Valentine's Day weekend.
Okay. Runtime 117 minutes. Kind of long for a comedy movie.
It actually is.
But I feel like you have to.
Because you have to get there.
You got to set up how you make the comedy.
And then the chaos in the middle. And then
right.
bring it together.
Take
so.
out the cloning process. Take out finding out why he's needing to get a clone, and you have a 90-minute comedy movie. What was that?
Oh, he was looking at the cast of Happy Gilmore.
There's only one good person who's in the cast, and it's fucking Shooter.
Shooter McGavin.
I love Shooter. He better be in the sequel.
Do
And if
you
he's
eat
not-
Why
shit?
don't you
What
go
does
eat
he
some
say?
hay down by the bay?
I just may.
Okay. What is what does he say? You eat shit for breakfast? What is he-
I eat pieces of
I
shit
eat-
like you for breakfast.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast? No.
No.
That's like the biggest Adam Sandler
Oh yeah,
comeback of all time.
It's great.
Comeback of all time.
it's great. I fucking love it. Release date of this movie, Multiplicity, July 17th, 1996. So same year as Happy Gilmore.
This
Julie
and
Bowen.
we're in July right now. So a couple weeks ago it was its anniversary.
Yeah. Almost 30 years. Fuck.
This is another movie that I've seen in like increments.
Okay. So
Periodically.
you haven't actually sat down and watched the whole thing once?
No.
Till now.
No, this was increments too.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
goodness.
You know how he
gracious.
does it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got so much going.
His brain is compartmentalizing just everything.
yeah.
So he can't watch a movie.
I
He
feel
has
like
to-
you should watch it on a different day,
no,
like-
no, because he'll forget it.
Sunday night.
I know this man's brain. He'll forget it.
It's also I just got too much going on, and I'm like, okay, I've done enough here,
He
so let's
is
go to the
Doug
next
in
one.
Multiplicity.
You I've got
need
too
a
much
clone.
going on. I go back.
You
I
need
go
the
to the
clone
next
to watch
thing.
the movie for you and then give you the summary.
That clone will just live here.
He'll
So
do
I
the
can have a
podcast
best
for
friend.
us.
I'll just my best
This
friend
is the
here.
closet
in the
that
basement.
clone will live in.
That's how we make it work, Steve.
Yep, done.
Clones.
Yeah.
Switch them off.
Boom.
Keep them in the basement.
Boom.
Let 'em do the
I
thing.
think you'll be fine down here.
You guys
I
would
do.
never
I
have
can
to
live
see
down
each
here in a
other
heartbeat.
again.
We would.
Your clones would just hang out.
Yeah, the mini fridge.
Oh yeah.
I got one set up for you.
There's
Dog.
the microwave and everything.
Look, yeah, there's a microwave of mine.
Yeah, look at us. See,
You're
already
fucking
perfect.
bit, dude.
You guys would just hang out with the clones instead.
We would still
You
hang
never,
out
no,
with
you
originals.
never see the real one again.
No, we would because it frees up time for us to.
I think even
other
in our dominant personality clones would probably still hang out.
I was just about to say, what if your what if
We fucking hate everyone, but
I
you're
was
still cool.
just about to say, what if your clones didn't get along?
I'm
Oh,
pretty
what if
sure
it's, like, opposite?
they would.
Like
Mine goes super chill and
Right.
whatever, and yours
Yours
goes
is
no, no,
kinda
like way like high
mine
strung.
goes
High.
super chill and yours goes super high
Oh,
strung.
dude, no one wants either of those.
No.
No one wants either of those.
Imagine me just being super chill.
Just laying in a pile of
Just-
your own fucking.
Just not giving a care about anything. I don't think my brain can compute that.
I'm gonna
Oh,
text-
definitely not.
I'm
No.
gonna text my dad and see if he's
Oh,
busy,
Jesus Christ.
just to see, like, at some point to call him and just be like,
But we should have probably
Guess
done that
what?
when Wally. Yeah. Anyways, box office that
Done
week.
what?
The top 10. We could have connected your phone to this, but it's fine.
oh, it's okay.
Box office that week. Top 10. Number 10.
I love when we do 90s ones. Sorry, I just really like.
96.
Yep.
It's like heyday shit.
Eraser.
So good.
Okay, actually, I have no
Arnold
idea what that is.
Schwarzenegger.
That's why I have no idea what that is.
Look,
great
the few movies you don't know are probably in the genre that I know very well.
You
What's your
complete
top?
me.
Hold on. What would be your
Completely.
top Arnold movie? Hold on. You got to be like, I enjoyed that. Or that
We
was-
had the
that was
discussion when we were going to do Predator, and she was like, I don't give a fuck.
okay. But that movie
Fucks.
fucks. Yeah, thank you.
I don't have
Of the
time to
Arnold
bleed.
movies I've seen,
I don't got time to bleed.
It's not a period piece either.
of the Arnold movies I've seen,
Yeah.
if I had to pick one, like if somebody was like, you have to watch an Arnold
Gun to your
movie,
head.
Junior.
Dude, Junior's so
Jingle All the Way.
jingle all the way.
Hey, that's good shit.
It would be that because
Turbo Man.
because it still gives me my Christmas vibe, my Christmas feelings
Okay.
too. You know what I mean?
So
like,
I made my
but
wife.
I'm not watching it for Arnold.
Listen to what I just said because it's going to sound terrible. I made my wife watch
Locked in the
Junior.
basement.
Well, no, sorry. I made her start watching Arnold movies because I fucking love Arnold Schwarzenegger. And the first movie we watched was the first Terminator. 20 minutes in, she was locked into it. Like, I thought she was going to hate fuck this movie. She was in.
Hate fuck it.
It's not a good, like, it doesn't
She
hold
feels
up.
adamant about things.
Yeah, she does. The first Terminator, while it's an amazing movie, the way it's filmed and how it looks, if you're like Randy, for instance, would hate that movie because it's an old style movie. So his brain can't comprehend that things aren't happening so fast for my comprehension.
No,
to
I get what you're
kick
saying.
in.
It's not because it's not like a Randall thing. It's like an early millennial thing. Like
Correct.
Like
I
that,
was just
that
using
cusp of
him.
like the Gen Z thing where
Yep.
like
There's
it's kind of
There's too much like stuff not happening on screen for a long period of time.
it's too slow.
I
Right.
think if you go further back too, it might be even slower. If you think about some of the pacing of certain movies.
Well, yeah.
or
So I tried
acting.
to get
If
Tiffany
you
to
did it
watch
now,
Alien.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was too much for her.
yeah.
She was like, "I'm so
I haven't
bored."
had this thought before, but
Yeah.
thinking of old movies, it feels like they move very slow. The first,
Well, because it's mostly dialogue.
yeah,
Or it's mostly atmosphere. Like
Well, even
Alien
the- e-
is atmosphere.
even the dialogue was a lot of the acting was
Not
stretched
good.
out.
Yeah.
and
So, anyways,
slow paced.
she loved Terminator. So I was like, well, we got to watch Terminator 2 now.
There it is. That's the
Well, that was the
T2.
thing. I was like, you got to watch Terminator 2 because it is
Good.
the
I'm glad you did that.
it
You
is
didn't give her one of the newer
top
ones.
5
Has
best
she seen
movie
the-
ever.
Did she see the Bale one?
We're getting there.
So you went all the way. in order.
I'll tell you. Let me finish the thought. So I was like, we have to watch Terminator 2 because it is top 5 best
You're not even
movies.
drinking this.
I wanted to finish that first.
It's top 5 best movies of all time. But you can't watch Terminator 2 without watching Terminator 1 because the whole idea of that movie falls flat if you don't understand the first movie.
Sure.
You can watch the second movie, but there's a bunch of story beats where you're just like, whatever. That means nothing. Like, the whole point of that movie is the first movie. So then when she watched that, she was like, oh, I finally understand pop culture. Like, literally, I could see all the light bulbs turning on in her brain. Like, holy shit, that's what all these fucking things mean in The Simpsons, Family Guy, fucking all these other movies, because there's a lot that comes off that. Then we watched Terminator 3. Oh, my God.
Let down.
I don't want to say it's one of the worst movies of all time, but coming from
Two,
two,
which is arguably one of the best sequels ever made.
one of the best movies ever made,
Yeah.
to just hammer dog shit, it made her like, I don't want to watch another
It's got a lot of
Terminator.
ups and downs.
Well,
Hammered.
I want to,
Hammered.
because it's hammered dog shit, because Arnold Schwarzenegger takes a beating in that movie, and it doesn't look good, i.e., it just looks so fake.
He needed one of those fucking Vin Diesel clauses.
He
you
did.
know what I'm talking about?
Anyways,
The Rock.
what I'm getting to is then I was like, well, let's watch Junior. Let's watch fucking Twins. Let's watch Kindergarten Cop, True Lies, all this. Out of all these movies, her favorite movie is Junior.
Oh, that's good. That's I was gonna think. I'm a big Kindergarten Cop guy.
It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor. Kindergarten Cop is
Shut up.
glorious.
It's amazing.
Yes.
But out of all these Arnold movies, Junior is the one she's like, dude, I will watch this movie any day now.
Good.
It has
Good.
heart. It has soul. It has like just like a. It's funny and goofy and has that '90s vibe where like nothing's serious. So like, do whatever.
Perfect.
She's like, I'm never gonna.
Well,
watch
because
it.
I'm gonna say something you're not gonna be happy with.
Say it.
I'm not a fan of his either.
Who?
Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
That's funny. Danny DeVito is in Junior. I completely forgot too. My wife hates Danny DeVito as well. Watching Junior and Twins, she's like, kind of like Danny DeVito now. I'm like, yep.
It's hard to if you've seen Sonny, right? It's really hard to like see him in other roles
You
where
can't
he's like doing something
disassociate
serious.
him.
Yeah, because he's such a fucking wackadoo in the TV show.
You like Matilda?
I mean, he's a dick at Matilda, so like, but I
I'm
do like
asking-
Matilda. Yeah.
because he actually
Come away.
wrote,
Oh, yeah,
directed
yeah,
that
yeah.
movie. There was a
Come
whole
away.
bunch of stuff about
Is that
her.
the same song? No, come away. What the fuck?
I don't know. Anyways,
Keep going.
number 9, The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh.
Don't like that movie.
I'm not a big fan of the movie, but Esmeralda is one of my favorite characters in all
Okay,
of the Disney movies.
Sure. I just remember when that
Sanctuary.
I just remember when that came out. I was like, Disney was hitting fucking banger after banger. You know what I mean? And then that came out when I was a kid, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, this is a letdown.
I mean, I think they were trying to do something
different. Sure.
different, and
Matthew
the
Broderick-
message is great.
Matthew Broderick?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
That's why.
The message is great.
Mhm.
Like I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. But
The movie sucks.
there's a lot of like,
It fucking sucks.
there's some letdown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, which you don't usually get with the good Disney movies. You know, like
Don't play it. You're gonna demonetize.
all the money we're making right
Yeah.
now. Can I
We've-
just
we've
play
already
like
got-
5 seconds?
We've already gotten
Movie.
like 4 copyright strikes on this channel.
Give me like 3
Did
seconds.
we?
All right, 3 seconds.
3
yeah.
seconds. Ready? 3 seconds.
Isn't that like the start of like a Geico commercial?
Boy.
Bumblebee 2?
Whatever. Anyways.
Number 8, a movie that has something around it, and we might talk about it. Kazam.
Oh, this is that shit where they're like Shaquille O'Neal, but also Sinbad.
Right.
So everybody was very confused about, along with
Yep.
The Genie movie that was supposedly done by Shaq.
Nope.
Everyone thinks Shaq did it,
So Kazam is the movie.
or was it
Shaq
they thought
is in.
Sinbad did it?
They thought there's
the
another
other
movie,
one, Shazam.
Shazam, with Sinbad.
It
So-
was Nexus event,
Here's the question for you guys.
parallel universes.
Do you remember watching Shazam with Sinbad as a child?
I feel like I did, but now but all of these things have led me to believe maybe I didn't.
I got in a argument with.
I feel like Shaq was granting my wishes.
Yeah, I picture
Shaq was in the movie.
Well,
so
I
Shazam,
picture Sinbad.
Then yeah, then
Kazam is a
100%.
real movie with Shaquille
Like
O'Neal,
I
where
feel
he's a
like
genie.
I can see the cover.
The
Then I'm
cover
in.
is
Yeah, yeah.
exactly that, but with Shaquille O'Neal. on
I
it.
feel like I can see Sinbad on the cover.
Right, because it's been photoshopped.
It fucks with your head.
Here's my.
What's it called?
So Kazam is a real
No,
movie.
no, not the movie. What's it?
The Mandela Effect.
Yes.
Because
thank you.
people believe
Yeah.
they saw Nelson Mandela die in prison.
Yeah.
He didn't.
It's like now they have like a bunch of even like filters and stuff on TikTok and shit where they show you 2 different like brand things.
Right.
Like their emblem or whatever,
Bears
and
or
like
the
you're like, oh
Bernstein
shit,
Bears,
yeah.
Right. So here's what I got to say to this: if the movie Shazam ever existed, and they're saying I had it on VHS, how come no one has a VHS
Now.
copy of it now? How come there's no IMDb page? How come there is literally nothing that shows that this movie existed?
What is
You're-
that?
There was a skit that came out in like the
Part of the
2000s
skit then.
where he was a genie with 2 kids in an attic somewhere.
Yeah, it's exactly
was-
what that
yeah.
is.
No, I'm talking about that.
If that is
Sinbad
the cover,
confesses Shazam movie was real.
there's a lot of people saying that he wanted it scrubbed from the world because he was on drugs then and he didn't want. Okay, what about all the other shit that came out around that time?
looks way more familiar. to
No,
me than
see,
that.
I see Shaquille O'Neal. I 100% see old Shaq Attack.
Because it is. That's that movie. You're looking probably at
There's
the cover of it.
There's a picture of the covers next to each other.
Right.
The ones I always got mixed up was that and Steel. You remember Steel?
I remember Steel.
I don't
Terrible
remember
movie.
Worst
Terrible
ever.
movie.
But still,
Sinbad-
you love Shaq.
Sinbad was the one in the
He was in your favorite Arnold movie.
the kid.
Where he was like going back and like
Well, yes, I
before
know
the
First kid.
industrial age.
The
First kid.
first kid.
Yeah.
First kid. Yeah.
And there's a scene in that movie that's kind of like genie-esque, and that's what people are kind of seeing. So if that movie was scrubbed from the internet, or
How
he
do you
didn't
spell
want movies around,
Is that what he looks like now?
oh, he went
was
through.
looking rough.
He went through some stuff.
Well, he had a stroke and everything.
Yeah.
Stroke is. That's probably an inappropriate time to say that.
I mean, so here's what I want to say. First,
Everybody.
first Kid came out in '96.
Okay.
Same year that
Yeah.
they're saying that Shazam came out. If he wants the internet or all this stuff scrubbed because he was going through a hard time with drugs, why would First Kid be still
in there.
around?
The Cherokee Kid. Remember that?
Yes, I do. Holy
That
shit,
was
my brain.
fucking amazing.
A douche.
Good Burger. Have we done Good Burger?
No.
Home of the Good Burger can't take your order.
Welcome to Good Burger.
I'm gonna say an opinion here. I don't like Kenan Thompson. I don't find him funny at all. Anytime he shows up in anything, why has he been on All That? Why has he been on SNL for so fucking long?
You know what's
He's
funny
not
is
funny.
I just watched a clip from. I'm not gonna remember the name of it, but that show that Kevin Hart has now that's like on Netflix where
Yeah,
he
yeah,
talks
yeah,
to
yeah.
different. I saw a clip from the one with Andy Samberg where both of them are speaking so highly of Kenan Thompson.
He is probably a writer, and he's coming up with most of the things that are really funny on the show.
So they're like,
and that's why he's been on sketch comedy shows for all this time, because he's in the back writing most of this stuff.
I never had any like I don't like him type thing. I do remember like watching Good Burger and being like, he might be my least favorite character, like in the movie.
I mean,
but in Kenan and Kel, I never had any issues with it. Like in the show, I never was like, he's not funny or he's not good.
Sure. So like, I don't personally like, man, fuck this guy. But every time he shows up in a sketch, I'm like, okay.
Again.
It was
okay.
They were like a
kind of like when,
Drake Josh counterpart.
Yeah, kind of like when fucking Jimmy Fallon was on SNL, and every time he'd show up, I'd be like, God damn it, he's just gonna fucking laugh through this. He's gonna ruin it.
100%.
And he did.
He isn't he the castmate with the most breaks?
Yeah.
Old Bill
Some
Hader,
of it's funny.
He was one
Bill
of the ones
Hader,
that he laughed all the fucking time.
But he was good.
He was amazing.
Yeah,
so
like,
fucking good.
When he
was solid, and when he breaks, it's worth it. Like
right,
because
you're laughing with him. Where Jimmy Fallon, you're just like, just shut the fuck up.
Because I feel like when Bill breaks, you're like, because how it's in a situation where you're like, how could you not?
Exactly.
Like with Jimmy, it's like everything was fucking funny. Which sure, but like
you're on
goodness,
SNL,
like,
but it's not really that funny, guy.
Like, and you know what's happening.
Right.
You know it. I watched I came across like a clip. It was like a reel on Instagram, but it was from, I think it was SNL, but it was back when Jason Sudeikis was on it.
Yep.
And Jamie Foxx was on it, and it was like a courtroom thing, and I guess Jason was the judge, and Jamie was the
I think I seen
a
that.
spicy bowl of whatever to eat a spicy bowl of jambalaya.
Yeah, and then and Jamie starts laughing, and Jason just leans forward and kisses Jamie's arm that's leaning on the thing. That alone would have made me like. Jamie was already cracking, but had he like the kiss on the arm, done for.
I do find it funny that Saturday Night Live isn't live. It is live, right, when they tape it, but they can still edit it because they do it during the day.
Mm-hmm.
So like.
I do like I've seen a lot of like blooper reels and stuff from their when they're rehearsing it.
Right.
Which is even crazier to me that some of them still break so hardcore when they're actually doing it because they clearly found it fucking funny that when that they've already rehearsed it and yet still doing it again. They're freaking
well. Also,
cracking.
now you're in front of a studio audience and
who's
it makes
laughing
it
with you
even
too.
funnier, right? Yeah. So, number 7, Multiplicity.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, a little high, but it's in the top 10.
This is 1996.
96. Mike Douglas.
Oh, the wild boy make me moist.
Number 6, Fled.
Fled?
Fled.
Like FLED?
Yep. Watch this be another.
Like an action movie? What, 1919? Good lord.
Watch it be the sequels to.
Oh, it's got Morpheus.
Oh, Lawrence
What's his
Fishburne.
face? Yeah. Oh, it's got It's got Stephen Baldwin.
Oh, so
it's got Biodome Baldwin.
So you know it's a great movie.
Salma Hayek.
Brittany Powell, Selma Hayek.
Read that synopsis. A man flees for his life.
Oh shit!
Read that one. No, it's
Just-
really
no,
clicked
no.
on it.
I don't read synopses of movies. I don't even read
Synopsizes. I don't even read good.
during a routine prison work detail. Convict Piper, Lawrence
Which is
Fishburne, is chained to Dodge. I guess that's Dodge is the dude's name. Stephen Baldwin. Oh, so this is fucking Lawrence Fishburne chained to Stephen Baldwin.
I've seen this movie. They're together on the run.
A cyber hacker, when gunfire breaks out. Apparently, the attack is related to stolen money that the mafia is after and some computer files that somebody wants desperately to bury.
I have
So
seen
yeah,
this.
it's about them
It's been a while.
on
I've
the
seen it.
run from,
Right.
it sounds like multiple groups because obviously they're going to be on the run from
Everybody.
Do you think
From
Lawrence
cops
Fishburne
and
wants to
stuff.
forget about this movie?
they're
Probably.
going to be on the
He
run
probably
from
already
law
has.
enforcement
IMDb 5.4.
because they've escaped from prison. So
And
law
Stephen
enforcement's
Baldwin.
after them, mafia's after them.
Everybody's happy.
Everybody's after them.
Number 5. Fucking love this movie. The Frighteners.
This is one of the best.
Michael J. Fox.
Numbers on the head, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Have you never seen that? It's directed by Peter Jackson.
I don't know what this is.
It's really good.
It's
Actually, you probably
really
like that.
good.
I figured
Yeah. It's funny, but it's also a little scary. Michael J. Fox. I mean, you're in. My wife went.
Yeah, I definitely don't know what this
Great
is.
movie.
Weird.
It has one of the best covers of all time, too.
It
for a
does,
movie.
yeah. The beginning of this movie is wild. I don't want to even give it away because you should watch it. Like it's.
That he sees dead people or something.
Yeah, I
'Cause
mean,
there's
that's,
ghosts in the picture.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't wanna
that's
give it away.
You're right, but I don't want to give away too much because the movie relies on some cool shit not knowing about it.
Okay.
It up there, like watch it. Highly recommended from Steve.
Is it on Plex?
It is on Plex. Trust me. All my favorite movies are there. Number 4, you can watch this on Plex too. The Nutty Professor.
Whoa!
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I'm not gonna do it. Hercules. That's still one of the best comedy scenes of all time.
It's pretty good. And think of like making that scene.
I feel like it
Yeah,
had
so
to
good.
have been because
Multiplicity.
so
Yeah.
I feel like we've talked about this before. Did we think that he filmed each part, like all of that part's lines, and then change and do all of that person's lines?
I
Because
think-
obviously he's not bouncing chair to chair while
I
they're
think
filming it.
there's people in each chair and there's
All
a
of them, but
script.
the boy
No.
and
But what I'm
Charlie
saying,
Murphy.
him, because he has to be.
Oh yeah. You're
So I'm saying
changing
he's got to do. He had to have done each of those. That you know.
Oh yeah,
probably
yeah.
by
so
the day.
they would have had to film that scene that many times,
Oh yeah.
as many times as there were of him playing of those characters, which were.
If you're
Five?
five, something
I'm
like
gonna
that.
go put this old bat out of her misery.
He's
You
the
would
mom.
think-
He's himself.
Yeah.
Well, the night professor. He's the dad. He's the mom.
Mike
he's
Portnoy
the
is
brother.
That is part.
There's a brother
part
too.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
only
yeah,
one
the
he doesn't
brother.
play at the table is the kid.
Correct. Which he probably
So-
tried to.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, you can't. You just can't.
I'm not.
Top 3 that week, no particular order. Then you guys got to guess.
And grandma. So 4.
Phenomenon. Courage Under Fire.
Phenomenon. John Travolta.
John Travolta with the
Okay.
glasses. Remember doing that. Courage Under Fire. Independence Day.
I don't know what Courage Under Fire is.
These are the top 3. Do them one more time.
At least not from.
Phenomenon. Courage Under Fire. Independence Day.
Independence Day up top. Phenomenon. Courage Under Fire.
Ooh, Courage Under Fire is fucking Denzel Washington and Meg Ryan.
I have no idea what the
Lou
know
other two
what
Diamond
that
Phillips. Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
are. Man,
I'm gonna read the. Let me read the.
I have
synopsis
no
of that.
idea what
A
that
U.S.
is.
Army officer despondent
Oh.
about a deadly mistake he made
Despacito.
investigates a female chopper commander's worthiness for the Medal of Honor.
Ew, jealous much? No idea.
Nope.
Honestly, it just sounds a little jelly to me.
Denzel,
Just sounds like he's jealous.
probably.
Okay, going off of very little of what I know about that movie, what weeks are they in?
I don't know.
What?
I really don't. I did this pretty quick today.
Okay. Then I'm going to say,
I'm assuming Independence Day is in its second week if
Because
this is
it's
July
July.
17th.
I'm going to say,
Phenomenon was new and Courage Under Fire was new. I do remember this now. It puts an N next to them in the list when they're new. Independence Day was not.
Independence Day, Courage on Fire? Courage of Fire?
Under Fire.
Under Fire and Phenomenon.
It is.
I don't actually want that to be the order. I just want it to be clear.
Well, good. So it wasn't. It's number 1, Independence Day. Number 2, Phenomenon. Number 3, Courage Under Fire.
You threw me because I didn't know what Courage Under Fire was.
That took so long, I forgot what I said.
Me too.
You said that. You were right.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I didn't want to assume just because I didn't know what Courage Under Fire was that it wasn't like a big deal.
Came back.
You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
So
Budget time. What do we think it costs to make Multiplicity? Think
Oh,
about this
sorry.
for a second.
They had to
96.
film
There's a lot of
and
stuff
cut,
here, and they're making
Splice.
this technology. You got to think about it. No one's really done it to this extent at this point.
I watched It Takes
Overlaying.
Two the other day, and it was done so well
I'll give you that.
in that movie.
There's also twins.
That's the joke.
$39 million.
Okay, Parent Trap did it very well
Yes.
because I thought they were twins.
I think you just said that because you felt like I was going to say 40 because I went right when you went to say something.
No, definitely. I'm not that quick.
He's just farting numbers out his ass over here.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
going to
yeah.
35 million.
Okay, well,
Laughing
then
his
I'm going to
ass
say
off.
42.
42 million.
I was going to say 40, but
I
not
guess
40.
35 million. I don't like this.
I've
It
been-
is 45 million.
I've been boxed in again.
Mm.
Well,
Okay.
I was going to say 40, but
Yeah, sure.
You heard me.
No, you
Rewind
didn't.
the thing when I went.
Box office. What do we think it made overall in its box office run?
Honestly, with it being number 7, I'm thinking not that much.
59.
59. Maybe people were like, "Oh shit, you got to go see this," and then it came up.
That's true.
You never know. Some movies do that. Like Scream was one of those movies where like it debuted like not even in the top 10.
Oh
and then,
yep. Well, and also sometimes it depends on what movie it came out with, and so people aren't seeing it opening weekend, but they're like, then later.
I will say a July 17th opening for this type of movie is a little odd.
Weird. Yeah, it's weird.
Should have been February, but maybe they're like,
especially knowing the movies it's out with.
And we can't have her in the same month.
Also, like I said, knowing the movies it's out with, I don't think people are going back to see this. They're going back to see those other because there's
They're going
multiple.
back to see Independence Day.
There's multiple big ones. So
Welcome
they're gonna see
to
those.
Earth.
So she said,
I'm gonna say.
Got to get me one of these.
got to.
Hello, boys.
What was it? 40.
Remember
it
me?
Cost 45.
I'm back. Yeah,
40.
45. 45.
5.
Oh, that's good. 45.
I'm just gonna say 45.
45 million. I guess 65 million. Opening weekend, it made $5 million. Overall, it made 37.
I thought you were saying it made. What?
What? $37 million.
So they need to make their money back.
Ooh. It's bombed.
That's quite sad.
It is, because she touched my peppy Steve. Tomatometer time. Let's see if it comes back.
I
from
feel
this.
like it was timing and it was what it was up against, and that's not fair.
I kind of agree. Again, I think that July killed it. Why would you put this up against anywhere close to Independence Day?
Because big movies are coming out in midsummer.
Right. Unless there was stuff that came out before this.
That could have been a fall hit.
Also,
an autumn hit.
The 90s,
know what I mean?
every month had bangers, right? So where do you even put this? 96? Come on.
That's true.
Tomatometer time. Rotten Tomatoes
I'm
score.
thinking early November.
Critics and audience out of 100%. What do we give it?
Critics, it's 57.
50.
Audience,
Honestly,
67.
You have me
67.
worried now. I don't know.
Just because people didn't go see
I
it doesn't
know.
mean that it was a
I'm gonna
bad critically
say-
or good critically.
I'm going to say critics. I was not even listening to what you said. What did you say?
57,
Oh, fucking forgot.
60 something.
Yeah, 7. I went 7 both. 57 and 67.
Sure.
I'm going to say critics. Critics or audience? I would have said audience was higher, but now I feel like I'm skewed because of the.
Skew.
I'm going to say critics 50,
50.
audience 60.
62. I guess critics 55, audience 75. I felt everybody I talked to about the movie was like, oh fuck yeah.
I've
I'm
never
listening.
I've never met someone who's seen it that didn't like it.
Correct. Yeah.
I've probably met people who haven't seen it, but
Right.
I've never met someone who saw it and didn't like it.
Right. The whole band, minus Randy, we fucking quote this movie constantly.
I love this movie.
Yeah.
My dad and I quote it.
anytime
My
I'm-
mom, dad, and I all quote this still to this day.
Anytime it's like pizza, it's like, I love pizza.
Yep.
Yes, pizza.
My uncle's name is also Steve, and we do a lot of the Steve jokes from the movie.
I bet you go up to him, she touched my peppy Steve.
I do not do that.
Critics gave this a 45%. Audience gave it a 49%.
Ah, damn. They're pretty lined up with this.
Middle of the road. IMDb 6.1. That's a little better. But you know.
I don't like
You
it.
know. Speaking of IMDb, we
I
got
feel
the
like personally attacked when movies that we love do badly.
yeah. IMDb top and lowest reviews are already. The top review is from Stephanie Magee 23 in February of 2019.
Oh, so a
one.
newer? Okay.
One of the
Good.
best movies from the 90s that it seems no one has seen. I quote it all the time and no one ever gets the references. Thankfully, my husband shares the love and indulges me. Maybe this will refresh your memory. Pours more Coca-Cola from a 2-liter and fills his glass. What's the matter? You never saw a man wash another man's face before? I got a wallet. I'm going to drive a car. Put slice of pizza in wallet. Pretty
Love
good.
it.
Pretty
love
good
it.
review.
That Coca-Cola, honestly,
Hilarious.
it drives me nuts that he doesn't fill it up a lot, but it also drives me equally nuts that he's drinking it in such a messy, aggressive manner. Like when he
But-
just like,
I love how he licks the inside of the glass.
Yeah.
Just puts it down. I got a wallet.
if you don't finish this before the end of the podcast, I'm making you chug that entire thing while we're still filming
Sure.
because you have not drank any of it.
Sure.
You act like that's a threat.
Lowest review on
You,
IMDb.
listen, chugging wine is a whole different ballgame, my friend. Just so you know.
Seaman.
You don't know me, dog.
You're gonna get home and be like, "Whoa!"
Seaman M30 in March of 1999.
What?
Seaman M30.
Like
SEA? I like
or
how you and I are concerned
S-
about this.
Yeah.
SEAMANM.
So a seaman,
Sure.
Yes.
I was trying not to
like
go
a
there.
navy, like a navy man.
I was trying not to go there
Go from port
because
to port.
because the first 3 words of this review: feeble, limp, flaccid. I can't find my thesaurus, but you get the idea. One of the major prerequisites of a comedy is that it should be funny. This movie fails dismally on this score.
Dismally.
Unless Michael Keaton got paid 4 times his usual fee, he shouldn't have come near this with a long pole. As for Andie MacDowell, I doubt that this will get mentioned on her CV. I don't know what a CV is. I seriously recommend that you give this movie a wide berth, if only I had. BERTH, birth. Wide
I'm
berth.
not even sure what he means by that. But when did he leave that?
1999. So 3 years after it came out.
He's bitter.
I think so.
He's just a bitter Betty.
A bitter Betty. I like that.
Yeah.
He's a bitter Betty.
He's a bitter Betty. for sure.
Bitter. I like it. Okay, favorite characters in this movie. What do we got? Anybody?
What I like about this is
That's the scene I was talking about.
what I like about this is we could technically say Michael Keaton, but mean different Michael
Keatons.
Keatons.
You're right. You're absolutely correct. Guess my favorite character.
4. Eugene Levy.
Eugene Levy. Dude kills it. I've never seen him not be good.
All right,
at
let's do
anything.
our favorite character, but then our favorite Michael.
Okay, I mean
If it's not, you know what I mean? If it's not,
it's 4.
so I did still guess. I still guess you.
That's both of mine.
When he's
That's both of my
sitting
choices.
in the fucking garage and she's pouring her heart
And
out.
he's like, pizza. Give me some
He's like,
pizza.
I like pizza.
I want some pizza.
I want some pizza.
Give me some pizza.
And she's just like,
I like how he says it all. Like then his face changes and he's trying to like be. Give me some
Out
pizza.
sawing the wood or whatever.
giving her the benefit
With
of
his
the
tongue
doubt.
out.
Right. Giving her the benefit of the doubt that she's not blissfully unaware that there's something wrong with her husband. Wouldn't she be like, "Are you okay?" Not, "I'm leaving with the kids."
That's what I'm saying. At that point, if I might have approached him in a sad way like she did, I'm
Sure.
ending that conversation with, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
I want pizza.
Like, ain't no way I'm walking out of there with tears. I would literally have probably gone up and spun him around and been like, "What's happening?"
This might be the
Like,
difference here between maybe me or you or me or other people, but if I went to my wife and I was like pouring my heart out and she was like, "I want pizza," I'd be like, "Let's get some fucking pizza. Like, let's go. Whatever we're doing right
That's
now."
a step in the right direction.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's
It is.
reconcile what the
To
problem
me,
is.
it's a redirection.
Breaking that pizza bread, if you will.
We're
It's not.
redirecting.
You're not ruminizing.
Do you then
especially if
go
did it
like
for a
when they
while.
okay, give me some pizza? Do it that am I then supposed to be, "Oh, is it cuz you're hungry? Is that what this whole problem is? Is you're
Yes.
hungry?"
I mean, he is. Obviously, he wants
I'm all
pizza.
about setting a conversation up for success, and if it has to do with the environment, let's go do it.
Exactly. He's got pizza for later, too, in his wallet.
If the
I
if the
hope that
home's
pizza
been
was still not in
uncomfortable
his
for a little
wallet.
while,
I hope it wasn't still there.
go out and have a conversation somewhere pleasant
You're right.
at a park or during a walk. Walk's always a good place to do it.
Not to steal your thunder
Go
there.
ahead, good.
How funny would it have been when they're pulling out with all 3 of them in the car to go where they're going, and he just like does this and pulls out the wallet and then
Pulls the
flips it
pizza
open,
out.
takes the pizza out, and, just, and then the movie just ends.
Mhm.
That would have been perfect.
That would have been hilarious.
And then you just hear because it's old. So, favorite character?
I'm going to say honestly, that's what I was going to say. I think my favorite character is 3.
I mean,
I
yeah.
just think he did that so well because I mean this in zero offense. I think the obvious choice is 4 because he's got the big laughs. Like I think he's in your face
You know how
funny.
hard it would have been to get that boot on his head?
I also want to say this.
But you know what I mean? He's in your face funny. Those are the obvious laughs. But I think 3 is like
I think Robert Downey Jr.
So
said it
funny.
best. Say it for me, Wally.
Which one? Which part? What do you?
What is he doing in this movie?
He's playing the
As for-
dude.
No.
Disguised as
No,
a dude.
no. Never go what?
Oh God.
mm,
Hey man,
Sean Penn, I am Sam.
you never go full retard.
He
Sean
doesn't.
Penn, I
He
am
doesn't.
Sam. Went to the Grammys, went home empty-handed.
No, he kind of just acts like a toddler, to be honest.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Somebody said something about Emma Stone getting an Oscar for Poor Things because she's a simpleton in that, too.
I actually love that movie.
She didn't go full, right? So it's like, hey.
No, well, because
Robert Downey
she's
Jr.'s on
she's
something.
literally the
You never
story,
go full.
and if you go based off the book, the story is literally like she
Took a step back.
is
Audience can connect.
she is in the beginning when you meet her, she is meant to be a toddler. She's
the way he's
Look at
look at it.
she's regrowing essentially. She's so she
Still haven't seen it. I've seen clips.
I tell
and
you-
I'm very mad at the clips I've seen because you know what the clips are.
I'll tell you, it's good though. You should watch it. Also, Mark Ruffalo, come on.
I just seen a lot of thrusting. That's all I'll say.
Oh, there is that, but
Yep.
it's good. You should watch it.
It's on the, like when it came out. I downloaded it. I was like,
Trust
okay, I'm
me.
gonna watch it. Just haven't gotten around to it because I keep looking at the runtime. I'm like,
I actually might watch it again soon. Because
Sure.
Carrick and I watched it when it like finally was out. Like we didn't go to the theaters, but once it was somewhere where we could watch it, we watched it. We both enjoyed it. I would like I'm not like it's not 10 out of 10 or something
sure,
like that.
but good, a good
I,
movie.
I would give it a solid 7.5.
Simple
Honestly,
fun.
like
Same.
I really enjoyed it,
Let him
and
watch them.
I thought she was great. I thought she was great, and I thought he
Grits
was
and
great.
gravy.
Mark
Fucking-
Ruffalo was great. Where's this from?
The part that gets me the best is when they're getting robbed as they're playing the dice game and they're still announcing it fine, and the one guy's like, he's like, give me your jewelry, and he's still talking, and he's like, to take his wedding ring off. I don't know why it gets me every time. Anyways, favorite part or scene in this movie, unless you didn't say your favorite character, but we know it.
I
You
did-
said
I
four.
did-
You said
I
four.
did,
You said
yeah,
four.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
favorite part or scene then.
Mine's the either when he's saying this is probably everybody's scene, but when he's like, "She touched my pee-pee," is really funny. And then I
touched
like
my
the
pee-pee.
toilet scene where he walks in, he like looks down, he's like, "What are you jealous?"
You're right.
And then he goes, "Yeah." They both zip it up at the same time.
That's funny. Ever seen a man wash another man's face before? You're wearing a different jacket. Yeah. Just you never seen that? Dudes just change.
I'm gonna come back
jackets
in
every
my
time.
other
Right.
clothes.
Yeah, I met him
Closing.
and we swapped in the bathroom.
We liked each other's jackets and we just swapped. It's fine.
I think, I mean, that's definitely up there. Like when they're all telling him about Rule 1. that more specifically,
is
not
funny.
not like when it's happening, but when they're telling him all together. That is funny.
Only one could have sex with my wife is me. Is that?
Yeah, that's rule number 1.
When
so
they're
when they're telling him
that they
Yeah.
did,
and
have
the
sex.
scene ends with him going, "She touched my peppy, Steve." So, but I think that whole thing of them telling him,
She touched my peppy.
but
funny.
that's up there. But I think, oh God, I have to give it to him walking like coming in, and they've got the two girls up there, and when he meets four for the first time.
That is funny
because-
he's like,
What
"Whoa!"
does that? What does that count as? Right. So this lady has sex with who she thinks is
So
her husband.
nothing wrong with her
She thinks
doing it.
But then the guys, the clones, are they still with the mental capacity that they're with her? I don't think so. I think they're perfectly aware that they're not with her, correct?
Here's the
Yeah.
thing:
But
they
have
are
all the
aware, but they have the
memories.
history. They have the
Right.
history because they have all of his memories. So it's muddy.
Are they manipulating then? Is this
That's the moral gray area.
Yeah,
It's still
what-
right. So
Because
hold on, real
3
quick.
tried really hard.
Spoilers,
at first
maybe.
to,
Is,
like-
is everybody caught up with the boys?
I've
Yeah.
watched a lot,
So
but
no.
no.
That's a no.
Negative Batman.
But you are.
Yep.
You know where I was going to go with that.
Yeah.
There's no moral wrongness there because you're having sex with who you think is a real.
No, you can't be mad at him for that.
Right. Exactly.
You can't
Just
be
like
mad
you
at him
can't
for
be
that.
mad at
No.
the wife.
She's done nothing wrong.
But
I think
but,
what you're
hold
saying.
Hold on. These people are way different.
Yo, I've read that-
Specifically the fourth
Oh,
one.
sure.
So she should be like, wait a second here. What's happening?
That's
to
a
my
different
husband?
conversation.
I've read the comic book. Is this? I might give it away if I say it out loud.
I mean, we're good.
Did they end the season with Homelander dying, or
No.
is he still alive?
No,
He's
he's
still
still
alive.
alive.
So did they? I'm not going to say it out loud then.
I'm caught up with the
I
comics
feel like
too. Yeah, don't say it,
You're
don't
not
say
on
it.
the same page of what we're talking about based on what you're saying.
In the comic book, there is sex stuff that happens where the lady is pretty innocent because she had sex with the same who she thought was the same person, but it was just a clone.
We can't say anything because it will spoil.
But it's a
you
scenario
haven't
like
seen.
that.
Yes.
Okay.
But based on what you're saying, it's not the same.
The comic book
Thing.
goes a little bit different.
Yeah.
With most
right,
everything.
I'm
But it's on that page. We're reading the same book.
All right, everybody, rock, paper, scissors, live on camera. Ready? Loser has to drink whatever they got left.
Oh, no.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh,
That's.
oh.
I think we should just stop at that point.
You know, 60% of the time people throw scissors.
Yeah, that's why.
I actually did know that. See, that's why
I
we
thought you
all
were all
knew that.
smart enough to know that.
We all knew
Here's the
that, so
problem.
we did it.
I shouldn't say anything because I know what's going to come out next. And we
Let's go.
all statistically know
Steve's
what's going
trying
to
to
happen.
get us to do this right now. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
See? I knew that was going to happen, me and you.
It's like it was meant to be.
Yeah, fuck. Oh, God damn it.
I thought you guys would just go and then because you said loser.
No, no,
So
we're
I thought-
losers.
We're the
okay.
losers.
Yeah.
I just thought it was.
So you
okay.
got time to talk about whatever you want.
So I think the oh no, I didn't have time. I didn't have as much time as I thought.
I can't show.
I think the muddy waters here, I think is what you were trying to get to is the manipulation of it. Like
Yes.
they know it's wrong.
It's too sweet.
Yes,
But-
100%.
But what I will say, I mean, 3 tried. He really did. He tried and then he just gave in. And I think the reason he gives in is because of those feelings. Like it's
Still there.
they have them because they have all those memories. 2
Weird concept.
is a dog already, so he
yeah.
didn't try as hard. And 4 doesn't have the capacity to understand it. So
Yeah.
I don't think
It's weird. It's weird to think about.
she's not at fault at all because she had no idea. But do we consider it cheating? Because it is 3 different penises.
No, because
It's not
I
3
don't think
different
she
penises. They're
knows.
the same penis.
I don't
They
think
aren't
she
attached
knows.
to his body. His
Hold
body.
on. They have the same freckles
They are
in the
not
same
attached
places.
to one's body.
Lo-
The
They're
one,
the
Whoa.
same penis. To her,
Cheating's cheating because of intent. Cheating's not
Right.
cheating.
She doesn't
that
have intent.
becomes
She's-
almost borderline rape or
Right.
something else.
But what I'm
she's
Sodomy.
saying
sleeping with her
is,
husband.
Should he be? My point. I'm not faulting her.
Oh,
like
sorry.
I said,
Yeah.
Sorry,
there's nothing wrong with
sorry.
her. I'm saying,
Sorry.
in his mind,
Sorry.
does he need?
don't get it,
Does
okay.
he struggle getting over this? You know what I mean?
See,
If-
that was another
If I was in this
Because
position,
he got frustrated, but is he over it?
I was wondering if I just
You
kicked
saw
something
his
out.
frustration when they told him, and then when they bring it, then I think 4 or no
So-
3 when they're talking about it later, he does still have a okay, I don't want to talk about it.
So,
So,
the
like-
question is what you're saying is if you're one,
Mhm.
are you mad or do you hold on to this?
Do you have a
against your
struggle
wife?
getting? Obviously not directly to her because you can't. But do
can't.
you feel like, do you feel like icky? Like, do you feel you struggle with it?
Here's how I would compartmentalize it. Those 3 dudes are me.
She
And
thought
I
they
know,
were.
well, hold on. Those 3 dudes are me, so I know how me thinks. I'm not mad at it because my wife just had sex with me, and they're me. Cool, bros. How was it?
I'm out.
You know,
I'm out of here.
nah,
Mix it up.
I'd be fine.
Ain't
No,
the
I'm
real
not-
deal.
I'm saying it's not like, oh, do it all the time, but it's like
if you have sex with a guy
That's
that
okay.
calls his wiener
Peppy.
Pepe, that's not me.
Well, he goes in there and is like, "You should have known it wasn't me, you cheating whore."
I mean, yes.
He didn't touch my Pepe. He touched whoever that.
I do
Pepe
feel like
is.
it's weird that like she
Again?
leads him up.
yeah.
She
She should have
leads.
known there was
Yeah.
something up.
She leads him up there. She's drying him off, and he's
She
just
was
standing
just-
there like a drunk adult or toddler, and she's drying him off,
Hold
and
on.
then leads
Hold
him to
on.
the bed.
Here's something we're not thinking about. Because he's so busy, they haven't been doing stuff, right? So she maybe in her, we haven't done stuff in
Prime.
a while,
Was just excited.
was just like, yo, again? Let's go. You know what I mean? Like,
let's go.
she
Let's
was
Living for the
fucking
moment.
But
go.
think about it,
Fucking
right?
go.
Like, she was probably like, we haven't been intimate
She was like,
in
right.
a long time, and 3 in one
Okay.
night, and each one's different. Oh man, yeah, like
I think
she's
each one's
probably
different. That's what I'm saying. There's
she was
no
having a
way she
time.
had 3 of the same scenario. Like I said
no,
earlier.
no.
like,
That's the whole point.
They
yeah.
like even though they are all him, they all embody a different personality, and there's no
Of
way
him,
she was
yeah.
having 3 of the same sexual encounters.
Well, hold on. If they're all embody a part of him, he's still him. So him doing what he's doing doesn't mean that even though the one Pepe guy is that, doesn't mean he hasn't acted like that before. Think about it. We've all been
Wait,
goofy
Steve.
around
No,
people.
wait.
I've
4.
gone,
Stop.
I've
Stop
gone
it.
to my wife. touch my baby.
Steve,
You know, like
Steve.
sorry.
4 is not a copy of him.
Or
It's
the
a copy of a copy, but it's
which
still
is why
part
it's
of him.
so
I'm saying it's
degraded.
not a
him.
copy of him.
But it's still him.
But it's muddied.
It doesn't
It's
matter.
blurry.
Muddy, blurry of him.
Dude, all right, hold on. You saw him lick his lips, right? There's no way that doesn't show its face in one shape or form
walks
during
in the house with the
shower
boot
or
on.
the booty scene, whatever's happening there. You know,
Come touch my baby.
even the way he talks. Yeah,
Come on, Pita. It's fucking hilarious.
this is great.
So this leads into my next question. Is there any what the fuck moments for you guys in this movie?
I think she took advantage of a small child.
Hold on. What if she kind of knew that something was up and was like, I'm just going to go with it.
Just went for it.
Just going to go with it.
I don't think she would have had that moment
This
outside.
is my night.
But yeah.
I brought him in from the cold. It was raining.
One of my what the fuck moments is the
She touched my baby.
extremity of 2 having that guy in the porta potty just like
Oh, that was a little fucked up.
Taken away?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Do we not see him for the rest of the movie?
we do at the inspection that 3
Oh,
does
you're
that
right.
he fucks up.
I wanted to talk about that. I think that might have been like my favorite part of the movie.
That's those types of things are why 3 is my favorite because like him running and then just standing there like
What I wanted to bring up, up, if that is Doug and he's had all of his
that's
thoughts,
what 2 says to him. We've been doing this job for 20 years. How do you not know this?
it? Yeah, that's my question. There is like, you have every bit of his fucking backstory,
Which
his
I think
memories.
is a perfect example of how quickly they molded into their own person. You know what I mean? How quickly their individuality took
check on
over.
that. Yeah, it was funny because he's like, is this guy on drugs? I don't even know.
And 2's didn't because 2 was the one that went to work. So that never faded for him because he was the work
He was
one.
in it.
He was
yeah. No, I get it.
But the other 2
This could get deep. This concept can get pretty deep. Like if
Well, that's the thing.
You're built from your experiences, not necessarily from what you are.
But also
coming
thinking
out.
about it, the questions that guy's asking are specific to the job. They're not hey, what's this pipe fitting, right? It's why did you change this? Because there's supposed to be 2 sprinklers or something or whatever. He's not gonna know.
Oh no, not on that. But I do think he should have. What 2's point was is that he should have at least known enough about this world,
Correct,
where he
to
could
be
have
like,
come
yeah.
up with. It was probably because of this.
Yeah.
Like
But he's in his own world now.
that's what I'm
because
saying.
he's-
That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
His
that
own
they
experiences.
that just shows how quickly they molded
I agree,
into their
I agree.
own individuality.
And the scientist guy says that, right? You have all your thoughts and your memories, but you're going to divulge from this point forward. So you're just going to make your own person from this.
I need to rewind to the beginning of the movie.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Did anybody else but me notice
Probably.
I don't know if they're considered statues
Oh, the umbilical
behind
cords
them while
coming
they're
out?
talking, connecting
So
to the other
weird.
one?
But
or
also,
whatever it is?
genius, right? 'Cause that's
Crazy.
the whole thing.
But today was the first time I've ever noticed that.
Yeah, no, I
feel
yeah,
like-
me too. Me too.
First time I've ever noticed it.
Yep,
Because I'm just too focused. I was too focused on them.
So they're talking. So the part where he's like,
Doctor's always been creepy.
Where he
The
meets
doctor
him,
guy's
where
creepy,
he's after he gets
inherently.
all wet and he's outside trying to dry
which
the
is fucking
things.
hilarious because
Yeah.
he's like, and they
Yeah.
just rip apart. Yeah, you're right. They had umbilical cords.
First
I don't
time
know if they
I've
are
ever noticed.
connected.
I couldn't.
They
You
just-
can't tell because the bottom,
It looked like they were just going down into the ground.
which could be misconstrued as
Anything.
a different
really.
appendage.
Yeah, anything.
Because it was just hanging down,
Mm.
like from
You
just
saying this
this
is Pepe?
area.
Mm.
I'm saying
This
I
is
don't.
Pepe,
I'm
see?
saying it could be
We don't know.
construed that way.
It could
Because
be anything.
that statue thing didn't
We
have
have the best
boobs.
people looking into it.
The statue didn't have boobs.
We have all the experts. Sleepy Joe doesn't have them. Sorry.
They didn't have boobs.
I'm working on my
so
trope.
it
It's gonna-
technically
it's gonna
it
come
could
in.
it could be an umbilical cord or it could be.
It could be an umbilical cord. We don't know. Wait, what
But-
would he call it? Not an umbilical cord. He'd call it like an umbilical cord.
Feeding tube.
The feeding tube coming out of their urethras.
He's working on this.
It's Trump.
It's a
It's belly, but it's a,
He doesn't know it's Trump.
but I'm saying he could say something like
We got the best experts.
the
They're
belly
telling me.
belly button.
You think we can
cord.
take the
It's the
bleach and
belly
like
button.
inject it into us?
The other thing I was going to
Clean it all
say
out.
is
We're working on it.
the acknowledgement of his lab assistants.
Being
They
twins.
are clones.
Well, clones, sorry. Obviously twins in the
The guys
real life.
helping him in
He
when-
does
in
say-
the
I
lab.
I don't want to
he-
look like those
are-
guys.
Yeah, he makes that comment. I want to also talk about how so 90s, all that stuff, like, oh yeah, this looks like a cloning device, you know? It's just a
Also,
bunch
they
of
just did it
blah, blah, blah,
immediately.
blah, blah, blah.
Like
Yeah.
they're just able to do it. Like
So what's funny is
because we don't
looking-
know, did they do it the same day or did he come back and do it?
He
They-
said
we
it'd
don't
take
know.
2 hours. He said it'd take 2 hours.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So
A thing,
he did not think very long about it then. He
Right.
was just like, take me back now.
So cloning is real, but what people don't realize is you're cloning something from birth. So it's not becoming you at that point in time.
Right.
You're just cloning everything that has to do with your cells.
For now.
So
Well, yeah,
that
'cause you
person
can-
is not going to be
Because you can't just create
Right.
For
a
now.
body with all the same
For now.
skin,
now.
But
blood,
also,
organ,
this-
like
Right. But thinking
Organs.
about you as a person are the, like, what happens to you through your life.
Mm.
So if you grow up in a different environment, you're going to be an entirely
Different
different
person.
person, right?
Product of your
so it's really
circumstance.
just
Exactly.
your genetics that are cloned.
Exactly.
Your personality is not.
Right. So if
Hey,
I was
man, you're a jackass with a good-looking dick.
I know his dick is pretty good. Hey. Imagine randomly like going to the bathroom and you're standing beside your clone.
This
but
is
you've
what I'm
never
talking
met.
about. It
You've
kind of
never
stuck with
met.
me.
You didn't know, and you're just going.
That dick looks familiar.
I know that dick.
Hey, man, good job.
What the fuck?
I've played with that dick.
That's a,
I've
it's
touched
a nice Peter, buddy.
You got a pretty good looking Peter there, bud.
You know, in a
You
fucking
got a-
race car bed.
You got a pretty mouth.
God damn it.
It's a beautiful dick, Peter.
That's a
It's a beautiful dick.
It's a beautiful dick.
You're on a-
You're
you know
sitting
you're
on
on a
fire
race car
truck.
bed.
A fire truck.
You sit on
Sitting
a fire truck.
Beautiful dick.
The fun facts of the fucking week.
That's the best one. I think
Timing
it was
wise.
the best one. Yeah, that was really good.
I'm gonna change it up on her and move those like 5 seconds later.
Oh my god! Aren't you one of the ones that watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yeah.
That reminded me of like when he's trying to prank Holt and he just moves it a half inch and
Oh, I got
he's
it.
like, "Oh my god, who did
I've
this?"
never finished Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
It's good.
I like.
I mean, it's better
I
in
don't.
the beginning and middle, but
Yeah, I don't want to finish it.
I
Like
know,
I'm
I
like
know.
I'm in it. And
I
now that
know.
I'm gonna
obviously
go into your house.
R.I.P.
I
I'm
know.
gonna replace the batteries in your remote with old shitty batteries.
with old shitty batteries. What were you doing?
Take all the doors, replace them with beads.
I was just
Just
taking
come in
them
there
up
and
and
rip them down.
You know, somewhere Halle Berry is shitting with her Emmy, clutching her Emmy.
One of my favorite parts of that sketch. You talking about the Dan Cook sketch?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
One of my
yeah.
favorite parts of that, like obviously all of the after is hilarious, but when he says he's with the guy and the guy is like, "I see a car," and he's like, "That's normal. If you see a whale, tell me that." Like that's like, because it's so odd. Like, of course,
I
but
think my two of my favorite Dane Cook jokes, obviously that someone shit on the coats, but the part where he's
somebody
talking,
shit on the coats.
what? Boom, you're a phantom. The joke he's talking about, like, hey, you know when people are like they give you directions to their house,
Oh God.
they always say
If
once
you
you
pass
hit,
the railroad,
you went too far, and as soon as you read it, fuck. Or there's a sign with like a tree with like from the Mesozoic era.
Mhm.
That, and then the movie theater sketch where he's like, you know, they're pumping AC in there. Like, bring a fucking jacket. You want a jacket? Just bring a
because
fucking
that's the
jacket.
same sketch where he's talking about the sticky floor, and he's like, when you ever hear someone do that, and you just go, "It was me." Yeah.
Hey Sean,
Right.
what's going on, buddy?
Oh shit, Sean's on the podcast.
Sean!
We're on the podcast, and I got you on speaker. Say something for the podcast.
Oh man, it's so great to be here, guys. First time caller, long time listener.
Thanks, guy.
Yay!
Long time listener. I'll tell you what.
He was on the pod last week. He's making a recurring theme here.
Say something real prolific, and then I'm gonna get back to the podcast, right, buddy? And I'll call you back when we're done.
Sometimes life is what you make it. You know.
There you go.
Make it every day.
There it
Wait,
is.
wait.
Words
That's
from
pretty
Sean.
good.
but
Put it on.
without knowing, how did he not just relate
Have
to
you
this
seen the movie Multiplicity, Sean?
Yeah. Michael Keaton.
Yeah. Give it the out of 10 rating real quick while you're on here.
Oh, it's probably like a 6.2.
Okay.
He nailed the
Okay.
IMDb. That was exactly what it was.
6.1.
Yeah.
You
Good.
son
But
of a bitch.
also, wasn't his prolific quote like relates
Relatable.
directly
Yeah,
to this
yeah.
movie?
All
But
right,
also,
Sean,
that was Joe Dirt.
I'll
Oh no,
I'll
I
call
know.
you
But
back
I'm
in a
saying,
little bit, buddy.
like,
Dude, I'll text you. Just read your text.
All right, later.
It's important. The fun facts. In filming the shot in which Doug number 1 introduces Doug number 3 to Doug number 2, Doug number 2 tosses a beer to Doug number 1. Michael Keaton catching the beer tossed by a body double was shot first. Yep. Keaton tossing the beer this time to a body double was filmed later. Keaton's toss so perfectly matched the body double's original toss that the planned special effect of digitally erasing the tossed beer can, then adding in a digital beer can, was not needed, thereby saving the production quite a bit of money. This was referred to by the special effects crew as the $1 million miracle beer can toss.
That's amazing. I want to see just that
That's
shot.
spot on, yeah. To do the
Imagine
exact
doing
same.
it perfectly.
Wow.
We're like, fuck, well, we don't got to sit here for 6 months.
I'm not going to bother. I'll look it up on my own time.
Eugene Levy, Vic, is finally fired by Doug number 2 because he was late. He was never dependable. His company logo painted on his truck reads Dependable Concrete, spelled DEPENDIBLE.
Dibble.
The misspelling could be considered foreshadowing or character development.
Dependable.
Right.
Hey.
Because he doesn't know how to spell it. I thought it was funny. And again, why I fucking just love his character in this movie. Again, him just like not even batting an eye at
Dude,
like
he's got like 6 kids. Yeah, but
Right.
he's been married like 10 times.
Right.
So. Yeah.
Michael Keaton doesn't wear a wedding ring throughout the whole movie to prevent continuity errors.
Oh, because of the other ones.
Oh.
Genius.
Nice.
You wear yours. Yes?
All time.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
You don't. I don't.
Cut up hands.
You want to see something funny? Do these two hands look a little different to you guys?
They're a little bit different. Pinkies for sure.
Not pinkies.
No, they're different colors.
Different colors.
You got jaundice or something?
I play golf. This hand is in a glove every day. This
yeah,
hand is
they're
out in the sun.
absolutely different
Like,
colors.
super different.
These are the dirtiest fucking
I've been
Yeah.
working man shit.
I've been working on cars and getting angry at
And
metal.
I'm fucking hammering this with fucking
Lady hands.
UV fucking sun protectant. And still getting
Ready?
that is super different.
Ready?
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Digital cloning of the same person in a scene was still off by several years when this movie was made. Therefore, scenes where each of Michael Keaton's characters were interacting with each other were filmed separately with the exact same camera movements and layered over one another. So this was done in its own way for this movie.
They had to like kind of create their own like
Exactly.
way of doing it.
You can obviously tell
Mm.
which one is not in the scene.
When there's multiple, when there's like 3 or
Yeah.
there's not a lot of them, but when there's like 4 people in a scene at the same time, you can see it.
Yeah,
clear
because
as day.
that's true. There aren't a lot of scenes where there's more than just 2 of them, but the ones that are where it's
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 of them, you can.
They do a
yeah.
great job of faking the walkthroughs of there being more people though, because there's plenty of scenes where he walks into one of the clones being there and then into another clone.
Yeah, yeah.
They did a very good job of walking between clones.
So the crazy thing to me about this is, if you look at the Parent Trap,
Mhm.
which does a great job,
The
which is
Lindsay Lohan one.
around the same. Well, no, it's around the same time, isn't it?
Well, the other Parent Trap is way older
Yeah,
and was
yeah,
made
yeah,
with
yeah.
real
Right,
people,
Twins.
real twins. So Parent Trap was 98, 7.
something like that. But if you watch that,
98.
98, it does it in a way where they're not crossing each other in screen. They're always like
Next
on-
to each other or across from each other.
Right, where you
Mhm.
can just, two different things. In this movie, they're deliberately making one Keaton on top of them, even just a little bit, right? Just so it's like, hey. look
Like
at
they're
that.
not at the same distance. Like they're like
That, but they're just
and-
like
and,
maybe
like,
their
a little bit,
their
yep.
arms are behind each other, and you're like, you don't need to do that. But they're like, hey, look at us. We
Look what
got
we could
this.
do.
The movie does a
Yeah.
great job.
look what I can do.
Even with stunt bubble, stunt bubbles,
Stunt bubble?
Stunt doubles.
doubles.
Well, think about
The chest
the
bump.
chest bump.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's fucking. They don't
Yeah.
Yep,
got to do
yep.
that. They had a high five too. They don't got to do that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
They were like,
fuck
look
yeah.
what I can do.
I like it. So, final decision time. Out of 10, is this a must-watch? Recommend? Skip. I'll take it first because I picked it.
All right.
Wait,
What?
Whose
Who's-
turn is it?
it's mine.
Uh-oh.
I'm giving this movie.
You have to tell me these things.
You should know.
I don't.
After my pick, it's always yours.
We got so
Motherfucker.
we get mixed up a lot of times when people can't make it and shit. I don't remember these things.
Sleepy Tara doesn't know. She's got to know what's coming next.
This is the reason I have a
know.
list. This is the reason I have a list for when this happens.
All
where I
right,
can
start
at least
looking while I
just
talk. I'm going to give this a must-watch. I think this is a Michael Keaton fucking adventure movie where if you like Michael Keaton, Michael Douglas, you got to be fucking in. I adore this movie. Michael Keaton is perfect in this role and shows off some major acting chops with the 3 different clones having different personalities while also being an everyman with the original Doug in this movie. This movie also makes you think that, well, yes, having clones since you have no time to do anything else is never the best solution, and it's a very good, like, at-home, you think you got it right, but it's never going to be the best thing for you. Like, I feel like this is a very good messaged movie, giving this an 8 out of 10. Didn't mean to do that.
These are both yours.
That's high for Steven.
That's very high. I love this fucking movie.
Who's going next?
Don't call me Steven.
Let's go, Tara. Tara, what you got?
I personally think it's a must-watch.
Ooh.
I do. I think if I ever came across someone who hadn't seen it, I would absolutely
Like, fucking watch it,
encourage them to watch it. I usually only go recommend if I feel like it's a specific type of person that would enjoy the movie, and I don't feel that with this. I think I could recommend this to anybody.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I would. Any age, any type of genre preference, I would recommend it. I love this movie. I like the message of it. I think it's funny. I think I'm very actually confused as to why like some of the critics and audience people would rate it low. Like I honestly am confused. And like you said, with the technology and stuff too, they did a great job with it. And I think it was a great idea to have them each have like different personality traits.
Oh, for sure.
I love it.
And
I
it
love it.
makes
And
it
I
so
thought
much
he
better.
was great. I think he's hilarious. I think he should have done more comedies, to be completely honest with you.
I agree.
And I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Ooh, look at us.
Nice.
This is a great fucking movie. This is a great fucking movie.
All right, let me
There
bring
are
it
This is the
back home a
greatest
little bit.
movie. Trust me when I tell you, Sleepy Joe
listen,
wouldn't know about
There
this
are
movie.
other comedies on this show that like I may have like laughed more at, but I only gave like a 7 or 7.5.
Sure,
but
sure,
one of the reasons I'm giving this an 8 is because of the time period, to be completely honest with you. Like I think for what it is, and they did a great job,
Mm-hmm.
and we're ahead of their time in a lot of ways, and
I agree.
I have to give them props for
I
that.
agree. What do you got, Walter?
All right.
All right.
So I'm gonna try to I'm gonna break the mold again because you guys love it so much. I think must watch is very situational.
I agree.
For me.
I agree.
So if I was talking to someone that really loved like the main actor of whatever these movies are, well, if I had
That's
a-
almost water.
Yes.
I get it.
if that's the case, I'm like, okay, hey, have you heard this? You should definitely go watch these if you really enjoy Michael Keaton. Outside of that, this as a movie itself, I don't think I would tell someone it's a must-watch movie.
Okay.
It is a recommend.
You ain't hurt my feelings.
Yeah, it's a recommend. It's a good movie. It's funny.
I mean, just because you're wrong doesn't mean like
It's a cool
Sure,
concept,
sure.
especially
Yeah,
live in
yeah.
La La Land. It's a cool concept. I love watching it. I love like picking apart the technical details of this
Okay.
movie once it gets going, like
Mhm.
seeing the technical details. And then besides that, I am a Keaton fan. I love the original Batmans. Obviously, that's where it started for me. But I love Michael Keaton. He's great. He's phenomenal, and he's really good in this. And you
Yeah.
actually get to see him,
Right. Yeah.
which is why this is
He
it's
is
a
the
must-watch
movie,
if you like Keaton. Recommend if not.
Boom. Out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
6.5. All right. Yeah, I get it. I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Let that simmer. Fine. Next week. Wait.
One of the things I wanted to say is to kind of bounce off of what you said, like with getting to see him and kind of what you and me said, Steve, with seeing him in a comedy.
Sure.
Not only that, but because of doing the different personality splits, you're seeing him play a lot of different emotions and characters in this movie.
You're right,
Like
you're right.
you're seeing a lot of range.
Well, yeah, and that's
in
what I
this
said in my
movie.
review is
Yeah.
he's going through different stuff. So you're
Exactly.
seeing him be a different character. Which is
He's a
which is cool.
peacock.
Gotta let him
Let him
fly.
fly.
Gotta let him fly.
I'm a big guy.
Next week, it's Tara's pick. Hopefully, it's a good one. Hopefully, she gives us a good one.
So listen,
fuck.
from what I can recall, we've only done one
Gonna be Moulin Rouge.
comedy, cartoon,
Cartoon.
/ animated.
Is
All
it
right.
Disney?
We've only done one, right?
Better be Lion King.
Is that right?
I think we've done
The one you did, right?
Do we do Titan AE?
We did Treasure Planet.
We haven't
just
done
did-
Titan AE.
we
No,
haven't
we
right?
done
just did
Titan
Treasure
There's
Wait.
just
Planet.
one.
We did Titan AE too.
Then there's two.
When?
We did it.
Because I didn't.
You were fucking mad at it the whole time.
Yeah,
We
there's
did
two.
it.
There's been two then.
Titan. What is Titan AE?
The one with the planet with like those like energy monsters. We did it.
I did not do that.
I'm
never
pretty sure
even.
we
I
did
don't even
Titan
think.
AE.
I don't know.
even think I've
I've
seen
wanted
it.
to do it. I just can't remember if we have.
I mean,
I'm
you might
pretty
have done
sure
it
we did.
without me, but I don't think I've even seen that movie.
Are we having one of those moments?
Is it Mandela?
Is it? Yeah.
It might be the Mandela.
Maybe you guys have just
I'm
talked
gonna-
about it.
I'm
and
gonna
didn't do
look
it.
It could be.
at,
We could have talked it into existence. At least
But
in
the
our
reason
brains.
I say that is because I remember, and I said this out loud when you picked the first cartoon or / animated. I really wanted to be the first one to bring an animated movie to the table, and you
well,
beat me.
you're not. Yeah,
And
he
you beat me.
He beat you.
But
But
I'm gonna do it now.
oh no.
I'm excited. What is it?
Fern Gully.
That's a good one. That's a good choice.
I'm gonna have fucking.
That's a good one.
Oh, so me and Wally just did Titan.
Okay,
AE.
so it's just the two of you.
yeah. That's
I was
right.
about to say I'm pretty sure I've not seen that movie.
Episode 146 for anybody
Go check it
listening
out.
at this point. Check it out. It was a good bro time. Anyways, fucking Fern Gully. I'm ready for
That's good.
Batty.
Rob Williams.
I'm
I
ready
think
to
I
get
actually
scared.
only have 2, maybe 3 cartoon animated movies on my list at
I'm
all.
not gonna guess.
And this is one of them.
because I don't want to know. But Fern Gully is up there for me. I fucking love this movie. It's on Plex. I can watch it for free. So I'm happy about that. Fern Gully next
We
week
all
is gonna
can,
be good.
Steve.
Now we can.
I'm excited. Actually,
Someone's in it.
It's
Fern
probably
Gully's
one of
really
them.
good.
I've been excited about a few terms. This
You know
is
what's
top,
funny though?
Top 4 or 5 for me.
It's like 70 minutes.
It's not long at all.
No, it's
a
not,
lot of
yeah.
those older cartoons, I feel like when you watch them now, they feel like they go really quick.
Feifel Goes West.
Oh,
First
that's
of all,
so fucking good.
The Great Mouse Detective. By the way,
It's also so good.
That's on my list.
it's all on Plex.
That's one of the
baby.
3. That's one of the 3 on my list. Is Feifel Goes West.
You know
It's a
one,
good movie.
one I saw the other day. You remember Stuart Little?
Yeah, Stuart
Yeah.
Little's great.
Yeah,
But also, like, how would you feel if you were a kid
Weirded out.
who did not get picked by a family, but a fucking rat did?
mouse.
Sorry.
If a mouse is in a
He's
house.
He's in a house. Steve.
Okay.
I mean, he's
If
out
a-
of the house for part of the
If
movie.
a fucking
him a
mouse
rat.
gets picked by a family
Wait,
over me, a human, in this fucking place,
wait, but where's the line on clothing? 'Cause
I'm
he's wearing
burning that place
clothes.
fucking down. What?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
lean mouse or rat?
Mouse.
You can have rat clothing.
Hold on.
You can dress a rat.
Splinter was a rat.
He also
And he wore
looked like a
clothes.
rat and lived like a rat.
Yeah, he
He
lived
was in
the
the sewer, but he was wearing clothes.
But it
He-
was like a cloak.
Hirokosaki.
But it was
he
like
didn't
a
live in a
robe
house.
thing.
So maybe the home you live in is
He
a piece
didn't
of
live in a
mind.
house. He
I
didn't
got
live
a
in a house.
question. Okay, last question of the podcast.
Detail oriented.
Oh God.
Very detail.
Make it
oriented.
good.
In the comic books and in the TV show of Teenage Mutant Ninja
Oh,
Turtles.
damn it, I can't even
Sure.
answer this. You have to come
Splinter.
up with another one.
Splinter is Hirokosaki. No, sorry, Hirokosaki is Shredder. Splinter is the guy that fights Shredder to then dissolve into whatever. In the movies, that's his master. Splinter's master.
Yes.
What do you think is the canon?
Don't they try to
Nick?
explain it in the live actions?
So in the live action movie,
Like him in a little
Splinter-
cage?
Splinter is a rat who's like mimicking his master
Yeah, well, like
fighting.
like a silhouette. He's
Correct.
Like, I'm trying to remember the scene.
In the cartoon, right, and it looks hilarious.
yeah.
In the cartoon, in the comics, he is the master and becomes a rat because of the ooze.
Same
Because he
thing.
left the house.
Oh.
Because he left the house.
Um,
I'm like jaded on which one I think I want more.
I still want
Yes.
one of those solo, dark, Donatello or
I'm gonna
Michelangelo.
need one of you to come up with another like thought-provoking question because I'd like to participate
That's what I'm doing right
in the
now.
last. That's not thought-provoking.
It actually is exactly what it is.
Okay, while
is
he's
literally
doing
a
this,
thought-
you come
Nope,
up with one
nope,
of your random
nope,
thingies.
Nope, I got the best fucking question that is me. You ready? What year does Marty McFly travel to in Back to the Future Part 2?
I have no idea, Steve.
Let's take a fucking guess.
Fucking guess. Let's fucking go.
You want me to repeat the question?
1973.
It travels to the future, right? Did you say
What
future?
year does Marty McFly travel to in Back to the Future Part 2? So he is going into the future. I'll give you that as
Sorry.
2020. It's probably not even that late.
Have you seen Back to the Future? Part
Yeah,
2?
but like
I have
I'm
no
just
idea.
asking.
long.
Just
fucking
asking.
time.
2012.
You already gave a guess. You're taking all of
Gonna
them.
keep it going.
2018.
2015.
I was closer.
No, well, second time, Wally.
He doesn't get a second time.
You
What
ready
do you
for how
mean?
So
easy
angry
these
all the
questions are?
Actually, technically, we were exactly the same years apart from that because I said 18, he said 12, so
Sure.
3
Yeah,
years.
but
I
you
got
guessed
3
over, so-
questions for you that is going to be super easy, and then we're going to end this motherfucking podcast. Which TV show is based on the women's memoir of her time in prison?
Orange is the New Black.
Done. Corey and Topanga were on TV's most favorite
Boy Meets
couples
World.
of what show? Boy Meets World. The character Lightning McQueen features in what animated movie?
Cars.
Look at you, Tara. You get all the points today. Say what you got to say.
Life is a highway. I'm on a driveway
all
all
night
night
long.
long.
Wow.
Cars. Watch it.
Wow. Watch it. It's hey, Cars 3 is
Wow.
actually a really good
They're all
movie.
great.
I never even
Oh,
saw the
Cars
second
2
one.
fucking sucks.
Never even saw. I
Don't.
saw the
Don't.
first one. That's it.
Crumple it up. and throw it
Tomato.
in the goddamn trash can. Cars 3 is a very good movie about moving on where you're the old person now and there's a new person coming in and you have to accept it.
I
It
bet
is
I don't.
beautiful. Wow. Speaking of Sleepy Joe. All right, we're getting out of here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Subscribe on the YouTube. Subscribe on all the other things. Like us on the Instagrams, the Facebooks, the TikToks.
On the internets.
Interwebs.
We are everywhere on it. Trust
Get
me.
on the line.
On the line.
Also
Yeah,
a
that's
good
what I'm
song.
saying. On the line. Hold the line. Toto, what's up? Bye.
Bye.